That would have been a good. Or did you record that? That would have been good for the intro.
Yeah, I recorded you sucking that down.
That was good though. I said, "Oh, I'm not even in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone." Nervous. I just telling Richard that. Like I still get a little nervous. But I don't know why. It's just you guys. I think it's the lights and cameras.
Action.
Action. We ready? All right. Oh, I don't want to say welcome back. Take this out. Flag. Oh shit. The timer. Fuck.
It's okay. It's not, but
Shit, I forgot.
I'll just write it down.
Okay. I get a little more of the gold. Let's do this. In my zone. All right. You're listening to Short But Not So Sweet. I am the left brain and your unapologetic host, Vix. I'm here with my squad, my nearest and dearest. I got the right brain and my producer, Richard. Richard, say what's up.
What's up? Can you hear me? What's up?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hello.
We out here.
Okay.
We thriving. And next, I also have my brilliant sister, who is the only person I'm scared of, Cristina. Cristina, say hello.
What's up, folks?
All right, y'all. We're here. We're back. Let's do some quick shout outs. I want to shout out to all of you watching this on YouTube right now. I want to shout out those you listen to Apple Music. I want to shout out those you listen on Spotify. I want to shout out to those of you that are listening to in other parts of the U.S. I saw on the stats that people are listening to us in New York, Flatbush, New York,
Yeah.
Alaska, Austin, Texas.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to my boos all over the USA.
All over California too. West Side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We out here.
In France.
Ooh, shout out to those you listening in other countries, which is so exciting for me.
Yeah.
Please hit me up if you are following me. If you subscribe, please hit me up on our IG as Short But Not So Sweet, or my personal one is Hey Vix Hey. I would love to hear from you.
Don't hit me up. I don't want to hear from you.
I want to hear from you. I'm dying to hear from you.
I don't want to hear your opinions. I don't want to hear your suggestions. I don't want to hear your observations. I do not care what you think. That's just me personally.
Richard, why are you doing this right now?
Uh,
We're vibing.
We are vibing, but I'm tired. Everybody has an opinion.
You know what they say.
Everybody has, just like everybody has an asshole for it. But
Right.
I'm just tired of hearing about it.
I opened myself up for a lot of feedback last week.
Yeah.
Which I guess that's cool with it. I take the good with the bad. I take what I like and I leave what I don't, which I think is fair. Wait, hold up. We were doing shout outs.
I know.
Are you okay? Do you want to shout out to those of you without opinion?
I just want to make it clear that, like, having my IG tag or handle is not an invitation to tell me about the pod or what I should be doing. This is not Hollywood.
Oh, no reason to slide into your
TMZ.
DMs.
We're not doing TMZ stories. We're not on that basic shit. If you want that basic shit, then there's plenty of pods out there.
There
That's
really
just
is.
my opinion.
There really is.
I don't care about Lori Harvey.
Oh my god. Okay, are you done? We ready?
You don't care about Lori Harvey.
Not really, no.
Okay.
Not
Just
really.
putting that
Her
out
man, though, that's a different story. Christina, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
I didn't think about this. I think I just want to shout out people who are keeping it pushing, keeping positive, not being annoying, taking care of themselves and their own emotions.
Staying in their lane.
Yes.
Not being
Shout out to you
annoying.
people. Shout out to you.
Shout out to those of us who are self-sufficient,
Yes.
Not being annoying.
can be
Yes.
independent. All right. Okay. As usual, we are only here to offer perspective. Take it or leave it, but we said what we said. All right. Let's get into this. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Yeah. It was like I thought this was a pretty good week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like things kind of calmed down in the world, and it was a nice break for once.
Yeah.
Christina, how was your week?
It was good. It was like it was kind of a slow week.
Yeah, which is it was nice compared to the year we've had.
Yeah, I kept saying to people, they were like, "How's your day?" And I'm like, "No emergencies today, so all good. Coast is clear." And I appreciate that consistency feels good, and I felt like this week was consistent, but it did go by slow. It was a slow week.
I didn't feel that way, but I guess it's different when you're out there.
How'd you feel? What?
I felt like it was a normal week. I mean, weeks are moving at a steady pace for me in this new stage of my life. So I don't really know if they're slow or fast, because every day is pretty manageable.
Yeah, I'm starting to get sick of that "how are you" question. How's your week going? How are you doing? Because it's like, I don't know, man. It's quarantine. Pretty much did the same things as last time. Unless there's something big happening in the news, like, life's pretty much the same.
But it's been interesting, you bring up quarantine, how we've like figured out how to entertain ourselves.
Oh
Yes.
Right?
yeah. I've some weird ways to entertain myself. Usually in the evening, but yeah.
Right, because in the evening you're sick of shit, right? You're like, you love who you're with, but you're like, okay, I don't want to hang out anymore. I need to like figure this out.
Yeah.
But it's been interesting how what we've done to like have somewhat of a social life, like a distant hike or meeting up at the drive-in, or just like interesting what we've done to like look forward to. Super creative, because it's about to be a year, 2 months.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No, it is.
It's been a long time, but I wouldn't go back.
Thank God for Clubhouse. I really,
that's definitely been interesting.
I'm really enjoying Clubhouse. You can add me on Clubhouse. I like Sprite. But don't, because you can't message me there. So yeah, I like Sprite on Clubhouse.
You can't?
No, that's the point of it.
Oh, nice. Can I leave a voice recording in your mailbox? That would be
There's
cool.
no mailbox.
Clubhouse, if you use that idea, copyright me. All right, so yeah, this is like a normal ass week, but I guess moved by slow. Let's do our highs and lows. For those of you that saw that, that's my sign. I just selected on just now. Highs and lows. A high for me was that we attempted to work out every day this week, and then I pulled my back, which is embarrassing. I think the last time I had a back spasm like this was when I got a trash can thrown at my head. That was definitely the cause for it. So yeah, but I don't really have any like crazy highs. Like, I think I'm enjoying life, and that's like a new thing I'm trying out. Dry January is going well. I decided I'm only gonna do it during the week.
It's Saturday.
Because it's Saturday. Yeah. We got a pod.
You're only going to be dry during the week.
Yeah. I feel better. So that's a high. I feel better.
That's good.
What about you guys?
My high was you pulling your back. That was hilarious. And the fact that the way you explained it was Christina was on one side of the room, you were on the other side.
Yeah.
She never looked back.
We were doing a workout, folks. We were doing a workout, and she made a noise like something happened, but that's pretty normal when we work out.
I was like, ugh!
Yeah. Those noises, those grunts, they're normal, so you ignore them. You don't bring any attention to them.
So you were back there dying.
Yeah. I was on the side of the couch, trying to figure out how to sit down.
And she just carried on.
She kept going. She did it because we were
What were you guys doing? Like the Billy Blank shit or what?
No, it was this is so embarrassing. It was the warm up.
It was. Guys, we were just bending forward and stretching. That was it.
Oh no, not the bend forward.
Not the bend forward. Not the, what is it? Bend and snap.
That's exactly what it was. And then she snapped.
Well, because we did a leg workout, and I really have to, my hamstrings are tight. Like, forget it. And that's exactly what happened. But yeah, so I'm like going down to do a hamstring stretch, and I could feel it happening. And I was like, oh, this is gonna hurt. And then I just had to like park it on the couch. And yeah, she didn't turn around for like 5 minutes. And she's like, what happened? Mind you, I'm like dying.
When I turned around, she was like halfway off the couch trying to get on there, like really struggling, but struggling in silence. She didn't say anything. It was just that one grunt, and then I didn't hear anything, so I'm like, must be okay.
Because she must be all right back there.
Because when you hurt your back, like I hold my breath like to tense it up because the shit hurts.
Yeah.
So, and look, what are you gonna do? There's nothing you could do. It was just like I had to figure it out. I was scared, but yeah. So I pulled my back, and that sucked. But whatever. But yeah, wait, that was your high.
That was very funny. It was hilarious. Highs. I don't know. I mean, life is pretty boring right now, but
that's good.
Yeah, I'm not complaining about it being boring. Mm-hmm. It's uneventful, and these days, that's a good thing.
I was gonna say that the low of my week was pulling my back. That sucks.
It does suck. I've had to call out of work a few times because I had a back spasm or something happened. And I never call out of work, but I've called out of work multiple times over my back. So
dude, I used to be really bad. I never call out of work, even when there was one time I couldn't even move my neck, and I still went. You remember that? Is
there a community of like people with back problems that I'm gonna receive hate from?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Why?
I'm sorry.
What are you going to say?
Yeah, what were you going to say about back problems?
I mean, I laughed at you. I said that was my high.
Oh, no, just the story is funny.
Hilarious.
I don't want that smoke. I don't want that back
You're
smoke.
right. It was freaking hilarious because of the way I described it and the way it happened. It is really funny.
Yeah.
She's just like going about her business. I'm like, on the couch. And she's just like, doesn't even notice. It's funny. It's a very funny imagery.
It's a funny story.
I don't really have a low other than the back thing. Richard?
Yeah, no, I'm good. I've been good.
Yeah. That's great. Okay. Because I anticipated that our lows were going to be pretty
I did have a low. I had a COVID scare. I had to go get tested, and everybody around me, everybody was a little worried for about 48 hours. That sucks. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm great.
Thank God. That would be really bad. This COVID is getting out of hand. I am so tired of worrying about it.
Yeah, me too.
I'm hoping that the end is near, but I don't foresee that. Okay, so I thought I had more lows, but they were just like funny ones, but I think we covered them all. So I anticipated us not having too many lows, so I thought of it. We're going to play a game today.
I want to share my high though.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
It's a silly high, but this week...
We love silly highs.
Okay, it's not that silly. This week I wore my hair curly.
Yeah, you
which
did.
I never do. And I got so many compliments on it. Some people are like, oh, your curls look great. And I'm like, okay. I literally would say, thank you. You're giving me confidence to wear it curly.
You know what we should do? We should put a camera on you so that people...
Oh, it's not curly right now, folks. So that only lasted through the week. But yeah, it's because we're working out and like my hair just gets so sweaty.
Right.
So I'm like...
So what's the thing about wearing curly hair
I never wear it curly. I think
Why?
Some people, it's hard to wear it curly. It's hard to maintain curly hair. It's hard to make it look good. It's hard to just like refresh it.
I hear volume's an issue.
Volume's an issue. Dryness can be an issue. And I just don't always put the energy and effort into it. Also, sometimes I just don't feel confident rocking my curls. So I felt really good.
Interesting.
Wearing them this week and a lot of positive feedback on the curls.
Do you have curly hair when you straighten
I do. I have curly hair and I blow it out.
She has a trip. So my girl, she's got pretty flat hair. And that's all she wants.
You mean straight hair or you mean flat hair?
I don't know.
I think you mean straight.
You mean straight.
Yeah,
Is
I think you mean
bad
straight.
thing to say flat?
I mean flat doesn't sound
No one
good.
wants flat hair.
My bad.
He means straight out.
Yeah.
He means straight.
Yeah.
You want volume.
So she got this new device that it's like a blow dryer but a brush.
Oh yeah, the hot Revlon Hop tool.
It's all the rage.
Oh,
yeah.
Those are all the rage now.
That's one and done.
She used it. I couldn't tell the difference.
Oh my god.
But of course you couldn't. But she did, and I would be able to.
Oh, I told her I was like, damn.
Looks nice.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Good.
Good. He's home trained, y'all.
Oh yeah, for
Thank
sure.
goodness.
I know better.
Yeah, the Revlon hot tool. If you don't got it, I would highly recommend it. Like, saves so much time.
We're not sponsored by Revlon.
I'm just saying, Revlon, what's up?
Don't
get a hot brush.
Don't get it until Revlon
I'm a hot
cuts
girl.
the check.
I do hot shit.
Whatever brand you want, but get it.
Get a hot brush.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I like that. We were talking about the lows and how you wore your hair curly and sometimes you don't feel confident. Yeah, I want to know. Okay, so Christina and I have another sister, Alicia, who lives in DC. Shout out to Lacey girl. And we all have different hair. My hair is super straight. Your hair is super curly.
Can you shut her out one more time?
Yeah. Shout out to Lacey girl.
Lacey BC.
Lacey girl. And Alicia has wavy, thick hair. Is it thick? It used to be really thick. But I want to know if you have sisters, do you all have the same hair or different hair like us? Because we got the whole spectrum in this house, which is pretty cool. Well,
yeah,
in this family.
That is kind of interesting. We all do have very different hair.
Yeah. So I want to know, if you got siblings, do you all have the same hair or is it different? I really want to know that because I think it's really cool how siblings relate to each other and like how they look alike. Do you and your brother have things in physical features in common?
Yeah, we're both tall. Really tall. We're both pretty athletic. He's more so than me now. Yeah. We're talking about like physical stuff. Like,
yeah. But like, if I put you two next to each other, could I tell that you were brothers?
Yeah, for sure.
I think we all look alike. Our hair is really different, though. You're right about that. There was something I was gonna say.
I forget it too. I gotta like write things down.
I remember what it was.
Okay.
I wanted to describe the texture of your hair.
Oh my god.
Because Vicky has very beautiful golden straight hair. She has golden strands. It's
What's
beautiful.
with the gold? What is golden?
It there's
I have light.
There's like golden highlights in it. She has it's very lovely, but the texture is of a Barbie.
Like that polyester plastic shit?
Yes, exactly.
Like it's flammable?
Yes, it's
Richard
tingly.
Why are you helping her?
I'm just trying to just be descriptive. That's it.
It feels like your hands are gonna get stuck in it. It almost feels like when you've, I don't know, put hand sanitizer in your hands. Dry, sticky feeling. Like
when you rub your hands through it, you get a little burn.
Yeah. So I don't know what that texture is called, but I call it Barbie hair.
Because I used to wash it every day, so it's dry.
Oh yeah, maybe it's better now, but
I think it is better now.
You don't wash your hair?
I haven't washed it in 10 days.
Wash it less often. Really? 10 days?
Oh. I'm just kidding. I wash it every 4 days now.
That's pretty impressive if it was 10 days, though.
I'm telling you, man, quarantine stepped all my self-care game up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hair's getting thick.
That's good.
Yeah, along with other things.
Like what? Just kidding. We don't want to know.
Oh my god. Okay. Shall we move on? Did you have any more highs?
I wrote down a bunch of highs, but I think that's the one I'm going to stick with.
Well, what was one more?
Let me see. Hold on. Let me open up my journal here.
Whoa. You prepare?
Yeah, I prepare.
Oh.
We ready.
I always like to be somewhat
you have
prepared.
Pages.
Oh, God. Sorry. Yeah.
I
gotta flip through all these.
Oh.
I had a lot of interesting interactions with men this week.
Oh, okay.
Please share.
Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, so there was one interaction. Okay, this year, one of my resolutions was to cut out toxic men, right?
Yes.
So men from my past that keep popping up. You know those, what do we call them? Revolvers? You just come back. The orbiters, that's what we call them. They just orbit back around. I decided to cut those ones out.
Good.
On the dating app I'm on. If I'm not feeling the conversation, if I'm not liking the way they approach me, I'm quick to block. And so I was talking with this one guy for a long time, messaging on Hinge for almost a month, which is a really long time in a dating app world. And then I just was getting the sense that he, what's the word? Just didn't, I asked him to video chat with me. He was like, oh yeah, soon, but I'm not ready right now. I asked him, actually, I think the first thing I asked him for was guitar lessons or piano lessons because he mentioned he played. And then he was like, oh, I'm rusty. And I'm like, okay. And then I asked him for the video chat.
Right. We said that he was catfishing his personality. Right.
Yeah, he probably didn't really play.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, well, you don't seem like, I think I would just be too much for you. Like, I think you would be very, what's the word? I just don't, I think I would be too much for you.
100%.
And bored by you. So I was like, hey, you know, I think you're a great guy. I just don't know how compatible we are. And then I unmatched him. And then he, I guess he like Googled me and found me on my other phone that I have.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And he like just was
what do you mean?
So I have two phones, right? I have my personal phone and I have my work phone. And I unmatched him on this thing, which makes it you can't message with this person anymore. So he Googled me and then he hit me up and he ended up hitting me up on my work phone and my work number, which I'm like, oh man, like I must be easy to track down.
That's very surprising that he went to those lengths, because men have been really lazy about pursuing women lately.
Exactly.
And some men. I mean, not.
That's crazy. No. Let that guy go.
That sounded like 3 different songs at once. Sound like This'll Dance, Let's Get Married.
I think that was a tribe, a pack.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's weird.
Yeah, so
I think that's weird in the sense that men are not chivalrous anymore and that they're not really in pursuit of women.
Yeah.
So weird in a good way, I guess.
Especially over the last few months, like they've been more lazy. Just like I've been more lazy too, but I'll put the effort in if I'm like feeling a connection. But he I was very flattered by him doing that, and so I'm like, this is interesting. And I'm like, but this is how I want to be treated. I want to be tracked down. I want to be
pursued. Oh, interesting.
I want to be.
So that didn't scare you away?
No, it did not, because he wasn't a weirdo. Like I liked talking with him. It was just like he didn't want a video chat. He didn't want to do this. He didn't want to do that. So I'm like, I think it would be too much for you. So
he was just being
I'm gonna just cut it here. But if he and he did it pretty quickly. Like I think I unmatched him at like I don't know, like 7, and he had hit me up on my work phone an hour later. So I'm like, wow. I was flattered. I appreciate that. So I'm like, okay. Dude. I'm like I invite this energy as I cut out toxic men from my life. So. That was interesting.
There's like that phrase, right? Like if they could, they would. But I don't really like it because
I
it's
agree
super ableist, and like sometimes people deal with anxiety issues, and I don't like that. But in this case, if they could, they would, and that's dope that he did.
Yeah, I agree with that a lot because, like I said last week, men have feelings, and sometimes those feelings hold them back from
they're humans.
They do.
So I agree with that, Vicky.
Okay, well, I'm excited to see.
Where'd it go?
What's going on?
Oh, we have a video chat date. He was like, give me another chance. I would love to video chat with you. And I'm like, anyone who can go out of their way and try to search me up and flatter me like this, like, I'm open to it.
Totally. Especially, like, if you, like, demanded a certain standard and, like, he rose to the occasion.
Exactly.
Which is great. So and then you are super worthy of that. So let's hope that this
I agree.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You have a piano?
I do not have a piano.
Or a guitar?
We have a keyboard.
I have a guitar, yes.
Oh, okay.
We had a keyboard.
Sure.
I don't think we have it. I don't think we have it anymore. But I was really I was really asking him to hang out. Like I was really just like, teach me piano. Like let's hang out. And he was like, I'm rusty. And I'm like, okay.
Then don't advertise that, bruh.
Exactly.
Don't be stupid.
Yeah, it's corny.
But we have a guitar here. I know we never took. Mom never did anything with Lucy's keyboard. It's in the office for show.
Okay.
Why? You giving out lessons? I would love to learn how.
Do you play piano? Mm-hmm. You do? Oh my god, I've always wanted to learn.
We had lessons as kids, and then something happened, and we never took them again.
I had the meanest piano teachers growing up. Like mean.
Really?
Horrible. Yeah.
Alicia's really good at piano. She did it for like 6-7 years. She got really good at it. But Christine and I didn't have them too long. But I think instruments is cool, and I think that was a cool way for you to interact with him. It's really too bad that he might be catfishing a personality, but we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm looking forward to the update.
Yeah, same.
Let's stay tuned. Should we do Bump It or Dump It?
Yeah, you want to explain Bump It or Dump It?
Yes, okay. So, as some of you know, that I've been wanting to do a podcast for a long time. So I've like kept up with like radio personalities I really enjoy. Like Angie Martinez is my number one, but another one is Sway Calloway. He's from Oakland, MTV News. Like he's all over the place, but he has this really great morning show called Sway's Universe.
How, Sway? How?
Yeah, the classic Kanye. How, Sway? How? That's the Sway I'm talking about. Anyways, in his morning show, he does a game called Bump It or Dump It. And basically, he plays like 30 seconds of a new, or he used to. I don't know if he does this anymore. I haven't watched the show in a long time. But he plays 30 seconds of a new song, and the artist is sitting with him, and callers call in and say bump it or dump it, and like the artist gets to talk shit essentially. So to pay homage to my boy Sway, we are gonna play Bump It or Dump It, but with pop culture trends.
Yeah, that's dope. I think it's really cool, and I think we should tell the audience that's something we're probably going to do. It's pay homage to these people that have
these legends.
The way. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Your Angie Martinez, your Sways, your Joe Buddens, all these people that have kind of laid the way for new ones.
Totally. And Sway, he's like from the Bay, so like we can't not pay homage.
Right.
All right, so Christina and I, because if we're gonna keep it trio, Richard thinks this is corny.
No, I do.
Whatever. As I'm telling Richard about this game on the phone, he's not about it, and he can hear it in my voice that's making me upset. And this big old softy says, "Okay, Vic, fine, I'll play the game." I was like, "Okay, great." And so, ladies, if you're ever at an impasse, cry. It works every time. Cry
on every man,
on just about every man,
no matter what.
If it works on Richard and my dad, every man.
I don't like to see or hear.
I know you really don't like to see.
It
me
works
upset.
really good on strangers too.
Or you don't.
Oh. You
strangers.
You go in the tear bag.
If you need something in that moment, you got an offender better. It was your fault, but you got somewhere to go. Cry.
Yeah, we got to use, if you're gonna if not you, but like if people are gonna stereotype women as emotional, then all right. I'm going to use that all the way to the bank. And ladies, you should too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to do Bump It or Dump It with pop culture trends.
Okay.
And Richard, I'm going to give you the freedom to explain why. Ask us to explain why. So like you're going to run the show.
Oh, okay.
Run this part of the game.
For sure.
Like if you don't agree with us, you can pose the question.
Okay. Cool. All right. So let me know when we're good.
Christina, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Wait, do we have to like say it in a fast way?
No. We'll just bump it or dump it.
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay, but audience, I want you to like think about where you stand on these two, and if we differ, I want to know. I want to hear why. Because I'm pretty like set in my ways, so I want to know if you think differently than me and why.
Okay, full disclaimer, I did not write these Bump It or Dump It.
No, I wrote them.
I'm just reading these Bump It or Dump It.
Bump it or dump it. What?
No?
Bump it or dump it.
They're
just the game. These are trends.
Oh, okay.
He didn't write these trends. I came up with these trends.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Number 1. Tiny sunglasses.
Ugh, dump it. Over it.
I say bump it.
Why?
I think they're cute. I think they can look really cute with a certain outfit. I like them.
Like, I'm talking about the tiny, tiny ones.
Yeah, so am I.
Okay, no. That's a dump it for me.
I don't have anything to add.
Okay.
Number 2, Disney adults.
Oh, dump it. Dump it, please. Dear God.
What does that mean? Like an adult who has an affinity for Disney?
Loves. Yeah.
I have to dump it. I'm sorry.
Dump it.
Okay.
Like they got the pass. They dress up when they go to Disney. They have all the memorabilia. They got a Mickey thing on their car. Just like cool, like that's their personalities. Disney.
That's their vacation spot each year. That's what they look forward to.
Yeah. And like I don't got a problem with Disneyland or Disney World, but I have a problem with if it's a part of your personality. It's a little strange to me.
Yeah, I gotta dump it.
I don't mess with that.
I used to know one of those people, and they worked at the Disney store at the mall over here, and they would plug us with the season passes for the low.
Okay, that person is okay in my book.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, keep that
sure.
same energy. I appreciate that. Like that's
It was weird. They were weird as fuck, but.
I think that they're like everything gets it. If you're in the way of Disney or like you don't agree, it's like a mafia, Disney mafia. Like, you didn't like Princess and the Frog? Rah! It's like, whoa, chill. I don't really mess with it. I've obviously known some Disney adults, and they annoy the hell out of me. Sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, not that sorry. All right, next one.
Number 3, minimalist interior decorating.
That's a tough one. I think I have to say dump it too.
Dump it. I'm with minimalist like organization hacks, but like I'm talking like Kanye and Kim's house.
That's what's coming to my mind too.
Barf.
I don't want to live in a museum.
I don't want to live. Yeah.
I think that's just tight. Personally.
Of course you do.
Would you want to live in a house like that?
Sections of it. I would definitely have my comfortable places where I kind of let a little, I have a little, not clutter, but
I feel like that's a man's way of decorating a space though. Like the functions, just the functional stuff, like a couch and a TV.
No,
that's it.
I'm deeper than that. You've been to my places. Like,
yeah. But I'm saying in general, men, like minimalism is their thing. Like the less shit, the better.
I like lines. Like I can appreciate lines,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. It's nice.
I think it's beautiful aesthetically. It's very pleasing. I
don't want to live in it.
I wouldn't want to live in it.
That's not homey. That's not cozy to me. Okay.
I feel it. All right, number 4, the Busted Challenge.
Ooh, bump it. I love the Busted Challenge.
I don't even know what this is.
What?
It's like
Do it,
TikTok
Vicky.
you sent me, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
I'm
like
not
they're
familiar
looking
enough.
like
regular
crusty, just out of bed, and it's like that Nelly song. I think my butt's getting big. And then they bounce down and they're glammed out.
I think every man should pay attention to all these women that are busting it. You see what they're really looking like, because that's a viewfinder into these fraudulent women. Okay?
What do you mean fraudulent women?
They're not fraudulent.
They are so fraudulent because when they drop down and they do the busted thing, they got different color faces, different length hairs.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? It's not
like the extra, but I love it when it's like the glam, like you. But I'm not gonna hate on a woman's like artistry, but
It's not artistry.
It is. Makeup is an art.
It's totally artistry.
Hold on, I got a rant about this. You're ahead of me.
Uh-oh.
Last week you were so hurt when Vicky would make a comment about men. So let me be clear, because maybe I'm making assumptions here. But are you commenting specifically on the women who do the Busted Challenge, or are you talking about? Because what if me and Vicky were to make a Busted Challenge? Would you still feel that way? Would you be like, oh, these are fraudulent women, or what is it? What women are you talking about?
Man. Women are multifaceted.
I don't peg you or Vic to go the lengths that these women go.
So what do you mean by fraudulent women?
It's fake. Like they don't
women
look
who are
like
fake,
this.
Who do it for the Instagram likes.
No. I'm talking about the lengths that they go to disguise their faces. They don't even look like them.
There's definitely some. When I've seen those videos, I cannot believe that woman turned into that. But
exactly.
But I don't think that's fraudulent. I think that women have a lot of different sides. Like the beauty about women is that we can adapt.
Yeah, I do see it as art, and I think you see it as art, but I don't think, Richard, you see it as art, which is okay.
But I think that's pretty typical, man perspective. But I can appreciate a woman who looks, when they drop down, they look completely different. It's like, whoa, that to me is art.
Yeah, but I hear you. There's a difference between women who like makeup and women who hide behind their makeup.
Yeah,
I feel you on that.
Completely different people.
Yeah, totally.
And that's cool. Just be upfront. Like, when you on the gram, you don't see a lot of these girls. They're all glammed up. There's very few girls that show that natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's see it.
But I don't think men, and I should have done the Busted Challenge last because this goes into my rant. But I don't think men know what natural actually means. And I will get more into that.
Yeah, like when you wake up next to the person, that's natural.
Yeah, that's natural, but I don't think some men can tell the difference between a beat that is natural, like your natural beat, and actually natural.
When you wake up and half your face is on the pillow and your eyelash is on your lip,
But even then, you still have makeup on your face.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's not natural.
Okay, but why do we have to be natural? Because men are natural?
I'm just saying you should be comfortable like in your own skin.
But there's levels to natural. Okay, well, hold on. Let's finish the game and then I'm gonna go into my rant.
No, but I am seeking to understand. That's my goal this week. Seek to understand Richard's point of view.
Women will be surprised how often men prefer natural.
Okay, but I don't think you have a lot of experience, right? Like your girl lives with you. Like you see natural every day, all day. Right. But I think men who, like specifically I've dated, they don't know like my natural makeup look is a lot different than my natural look.
So do you know?
I'm gonna get more into.
You know how when Steve Harvey like told the world that he's bald?
Yeah.
How'd you feel? Well, you probably didn't care.
Didn't care, yeah.
But like a lot of people, a lot of guys, a lot of barbers, because like he was praised for his hairline. You know what I mean? They're like, man, like, what do you mean? Like, you've lied to us for all these years, and that's what's going on with the women. It's like that's not what you look like. You don't look like this.
But okay, like I said, men want natural, but when they get natural, it's like, whoa. You're doing that thing where you want me to move faster.
What do you mean?
Because that's literally what my rant's about.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. My fault. I didn't realize it because Christina over here asking questions.
I know. Both of you do
I'm
that.
I'm seeking to understand.
Both of you want to elaborate.
I've been quiet.
I think you need to keep up, my nigga. Like we're over here.
What you mean? We're in the middle of a game.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right.
Bust
it. So bust it challenge. Bump it or
we're
dump
on fine. Bump it. I love it.
I cannot provide an opinion. I just do not
bump it. I think it's beautiful. I love seeing him. Keep him coming.
Okay, number 5, Mitch McConnell.
Dump it. Don't play with me. Dump that down the drain into the abyss.
All right, next segment, I'm gonna pick the ones because there's a little bias.
Yeah, these are like too easy.
Wait, what? Mitch McConnell is not.
There's not enough controversy here,
yeah,
Vicky.
That's obvious.
Oh, okay. Do you want to throw one out?
Oh yeah, throw one out. Remix it.
Or keep going.
Okay, he just wants to criticize it.
Yeah, that's like a dude. Number 6, another Fast and the Furious movie.
Dump it.
No,
dear God, please stop.
No.
Please stop with the Fast and Furious.
Yes, dump it.
Okay, number 7, Sex and the City reboot without Samantha.
Dump it.
Oh, without Samantha?
Without Samantha.
See, now we have some controversy.
Okay.
Dump it.
This is a tough one.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
Sex and the City 2 was a hot mess. I'm not excited to see what the reboot's going to look like.
Do we want to see Sex and the City with these old women, though?
I'm a huge Sex and the City fan.
I would love to see what they're
I want to see, I kind of want to see what's going on. Like, what are Carrie and Big up to?
Yeah.
What are Charlotte and Harry doing?
But without Samantha?
Samantha
carried that whole show on her back.
Samantha is the sex. Yes. Carrie is the city.
Yes.
You cannot have one without the other.
Exactly. Is there a reason why she's not joining the reboot?
She doesn't want to, but also like her and Sarah Jessica Parker have had crazy beef.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like SJP is probably the culprit here, which sucks, but yeah.
SJP?
Sarah Jessica Parker. That's like her.
I got it.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, but dump it all the way down the trash because I don't want to see that without Samantha.
All right, number 8, Thirst Traps.
Oof.
Thirst Trap is like a hot pick.
That's like that's bust it or dump it. When they on the floor, that's a thirst trap. It's a trap. Thirsty.
I'm not against it. Bump it. Why not?
Bump it.
Yeah, why not?
Explain why you guys would want to keep a thirst trap.
I think for some women, I mean, I hate when it's like petty and it's trying to invite the wrong type of attention. I mean, like attention of someone's man, someone's husband, someone's girlfriend, someone's wife, someone's, significant other partner. I don't like it when it's that, but like, if it's just like, yo, I feel really confident right now and like the world deserves to see this, I'm for that. Let's go, sis.
Man, but I think if a lot of these women really knew the perception from men when we see these thirst traps, a lot of the times we'll look and be like, oh, that's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the respect, none is gained. Because it's attention. Like, the whole attention-seeking like wave that a lot of these girls are on, the busted or dump, the busted challenge girls, like just these Instagram girls, and it's like.
I think that
it's not cool.
That yours is probably the more unpopular opinion.
I don't think so. I don't know, like, men that I know, I don't know too many men that say, wow, I really respect you for being brave, for posting that.
Right.
I was thinking about male thirst traps this entire time.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about women thirst traps.
Male thirst traps, please keep them coming. We love it. Coming.
They are for fun, which I would hope that's what women thirst traps are doing. Like, if they're sending them trying to get respect, agreed with your point. But
I love it when it's a thirst trap for a
maybe
cause.
It's also like, hey, like, this is my honey. I enjoy my time with him. I want him to be excited to come see me. Here's a thirst trap for you. Or like, I'm
but
really
you would
excited
send that
about
to them, right? Not to,
yeah.
You wouldn't post that for the world to see, right?
Oh, I'm not really on Instagram, but people will post it onto Instagram. Okay, fine. But
that's a weird like attention-seeking thing.
I was thinking about something very different. I was thinking about like sending a pic to your honey, to your like.
No, that's perfectly fine. Guys appreciate that.
You're talking about posting on your Instagram, but then I question my Instagram. I don't really have one anymore, but in the past, I'm like, is my Instagram just filled with like PG thirst traps of me? Like, they're just extremely beautiful pics of me. They're all selfies. They're all just like.
But I don't think there's anything wrong
gorge.
with that. I think that sometimes like.
It's weird. You go on a girl's page and you see nothing but selfies.
Well, yeah, and I just don't really.
I'm
telling you, if it's for them, it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Like if you feeling good and you're confident and you're trying. I hate when they're like literal, like it's a thirst trap and it's like this inspiring caption. That shit bugs me. It's like, girl, post your pic and leave. Keep it moving.
Yes, I agree.
Like, don't be the Mother Teresa of thirst traps. No one cares.
Like, it's just a thirst trap.
But like, if you're saying like, I love when girls post a nice picture and thirst trap is like, okay, I love that. I think that's hilarious. Good for you. Own that shit.
Okay, you think it's funny?
I think it's fun. I think in the way it's like tongue in cheek. Like, yeah, I know this is a thirst trap. What's up?
Okay. I think when you know that.
I hate these girls that play stupid. Like, oh, and then it's a Bible verse. It's like, girl. Stop it.
Yeah,
Stop. Just say what it is. Like, we all know what it is. You don't need to like dress this up a certain way. Like, just say what it is. But like,
I mean, guys don't want them to go away, but we don't. It's like you would thought
it's a double-edged sword.
Like, we don't respect that. Guys will smash. They ain't wifing you. They're not.
But I think that's an old school thought. I don't think every girl wants to be wifed anymore.
Okay.
Women are not not as interested in men as we are in money.
Nah, then
power
and
control.
It's like things have changed a lot, which I think not all men get. Like, honey, you think I look like this for you? I look like this for all the other women.
No, if that's the train of thought, then fine. But I think that's a lie. I think that's bullshit. I think everybody wants to be respected and regarded highly.
Yeah.
I don't think that. I think that people say that like they don't give a fuck, and I don't. I think they say that, but I don't think that's the truth. I think people really care. Like, what I'm saying.
Okay.
Right.
But also something to consider is women have to look good to be respected or listened to or acknowledged. If you are an ugly ass woman, you are not going to be given those same entrances and opportunities as
ugly,
a woman.
You don't look like the status quo.
Yeah.
You don't look like
I'm sorry. Yes.
What typical beauty is.
Exactly.
And
a
if
woman,
you're listening, I'm having air quotes.
Yeah. Yes. A woman who does not prioritize necessarily their appearance, that outside appearance, as a way for getting respect, that it does pose a bigger challenge. It is a privilege of men to not have to put on makeup to be considered.
No, that's facts.
I definitely get treated differently when I look like this.
100%.
With the beanie?
I'm saying with the face on.
Oh, okay.
With
like even in simple things, like even just like walking down the street.
Yep. The grocery store, someone is more likely to hand me a cart or, hey, do you need a cart?
Yeah.
If I look like this.
Than if I have no makeup
It's really fucked up.
No,
so
fair.
Thirst traps, I think, are just like the consequence of what we think society perceives as beautiful. I think thirst traps are just like the embodiment of this really strange thing we have going on in our society.
Yeah.
But
you've swayed me. So now I see
nice.
I see it as a fuck you to your respect and fuck you to your your regard, you know?
Yep.
Okay.
And I think more and more women are portraying that side of their beauty. Like, I'm in control of my beauty. I put my makeup on today because I'm an artist and this is how I display my creative side. Like today when I came out to say hi to Richard when he got here, and he was like, "Oh, you're trying to be on camera here. You look good." And I'm like, you didn't really say that, but I'm assuming that's what he meant.
Yeah, what you talking about, man?
But the point of me doing that, of getting dressed up today, of doing my hair, of doing my makeup, of like putting on an outfit that I think is cute, it's not because I was planning on being on camera at all. Just because it brings me the confidence that I need, because I think I've just been ingrained.
Totally.
That's been ingrained in me.
You guys have swayed.
Nice.
The Diaz sisters have swayed me.
Nice.
Next topic.
That's great.
Good job.
I like that because you can be stubborn about your point of view sometimes.
No, you guys.
I'm glad.
It's
a team effort.
For sure. Number 9. Work happy hours.
Bump it. I love some of my greatest friends I've met at work. But I want to hear Christina's because we have very different work experiences.
Yes. The experience is the same. I think
with coworkers.
I think our approach to the experience is different. Vicky's very open. Vicky can make friends with anything and anyone at any time, any place, anywhere, and she genuinely she's good with people. I'm not good with people, and I have a time limit. Yeah, so
it's more of a chore for you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Remember back in the day when we used to work together, people would say Vicky was more fun and I was more serious. Yeah. But I don't feel. I think maybe when we were in high school, I felt a type of way about it. But nowadays, I'm like, I don't really care. So I say, I don't know. I don't care. Like sometimes I would dump it, sometimes I would bump it. It's
I think it's fun. I just like to have fun.
I like to have fun too, but at a certain point in the night, like I want to go have fun by myself.
Yeah. Whereas like me, it's like whoever's around, like let's just have fun. Like it doesn't really. Sometimes it matters, but in like a happy hour situation, like you're down, I'm down. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, and it's cool, to cut loose with your coworkers if they're cool.
Yeah,
depending on your position. I mean, there's a line for sure. Like
very true.
Yeah. But a lot of the coworkers I have still, we've been friends for years. So, because we've worked there so long, or I've known them from a past life. So it's like, for me, sometimes it gets a little wonky, a little muddled.
Yeah.
There's a coworker I have that I've known for 10 years, or over 10 years, since I was 18. Then we work together, and so it changes things a little bit, but it doesn't really. Sometimes, I don't know. I just like to have fun. And I know both of you do, but I don't really care who the fun is with. I just like it.
I enjoyed seeing you have fun outside of work with coworkers, especially when I've had to defend you so many times. Like, nah, she cool. She alright. She's not scary.
It's very fun.
And they get to see that. They get to see, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I would like hanging out with me, but I was the only. Actually, I do like hanging out with me, which is why I sometimes prefer to be alone. But like, if people are around, let's do it. All right, last one.
Last one. My bad. 10 sneaky links. What's that?
Like your sneaky links. Like you meet up with them on the side. Sometimes it means when like the person, like your other boo. Like some people use it as like the person they're cheating on, but I mean it like someone you're not really dating, but like you like kicking it with. And I mean kicking it.
Explain. Like what does that mean?
Like a friends with benefits situation. Or sometimes it's like, yo, this is not my boyfriend, but we like to go to dinner. He buys me gifts, or like we spend a lot of time together, but this is not my boyfriend. I'm not talking to my friends about.
I'm in a relationship. I love her. She's great. There's no sneaky links going on, baby.
Right. No, there's absolutely not. But I'm just saying.
That's why you're the moderator and not the opinion giver.
Exactly.
All.
I think if they're not within a relationship, I'm gonna bump it. Like if it's just like a casual, like someone's not cheating on the significant other, I'm for it.
Yeah.
Who cares? Yeah. I don't need to know everything about you.
Now these are 2 single people?
I'm talking about 2 single people.
Why you gotta dump that?
Because I'm saying bump it.
I think also though sometimes when people, I was about to say women, but it's not just women. I think people can go into it with the wrong intentions. Like if you're going into it because you think later on he's going to change and things are going to be different.
Yeah, stop it.
Dump it right there. Like maybe even dump yourself. But if you're going into it with the reality in mind, and like what is going to come out of it, what's not going to come out of it, and I'm all for
Bump it, yeah.
I think if you're sneaking around, there's something to be said about that to begin with. Like, why are you sneaking? You work together? Like, what? Why are you?
Yeah, it
sneaking
could be
around?
that you work together. You don't really want
okay.
people knowing. Maybe it's just someone you didn't like, and now.
I mean, working together. I always say you don't shit where you eat, so you should definitely bump that.
Interesting.
Or dump that. Like you never. That's not good at all. You don't do that.
Interesting.
Why is that interesting, nigga?
Where did you meet Ellie?
Hold on. Cut. Next topic, nigga.
Yeah, my bad for saying her name earlier. Sorry.
Oh no, I don't care. No, we're not cutting. I was just changing the subject because I was wrong. But I don't think. Do as I say, not as I do. I don't think you should.
Right. Got you. That was too easy. Too easy.
Damn,
again.
that's twice.
You keep setting me up today.
Yeah.
All right. So, I want to like trace back to that natural situation because we were onto something good there. And my rant was, and I'm not gonna put their name out there because I don't wanna air them out like that. But this week, I FaceTimed a male friend of mine. Absolutely no makeup, just sunscreen on my face, and this motherfucker had the audacity to ask me, "Are you sick?" So
was it me?
Okay, he aired himself out. Yes, it was you.
Oh shit, I did. I was like, "Are you okay?"
Are you sick? And I was like,
"If you were sick." I said, "Are you okay?"
Which implies what?
Yeah.
Which
Okay. What? This was before the back situation. But I mean, not even you. I've definitely had men ask me, "Are you sick?" if I'm not wearing any makeup. So like, men claim that they love this natural look, but I don't even think y'all know what natural is.
That's funny. No, I first of all, and I'm gonna post a picture. Did I take a screenshot? Did you?
Probably. You love to find ways to embarrass me later.
All right, so
but I'm not embarrassed by that.
Look
so
for
go ahead.
the picture because you would have the same reaction. Any human being would have. Like, are you okay? Like, what's going on?
But then what did you ask me after? You said, "Do you wear a lot of makeup?" And I was like, "When we pod, yeah, I put on a full B." And you were like, "Oh, okay." That's what I'm saying. I don't think men know what natural is.
How can men know what natural is if it's never presented to them? If you meet a person and what do you call it? They have a full
B.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say that, but if they have lots of makeup on, you don't know the real them. And if they keep this persona, it's a persona to me. It's an act. It's a character. You're in character. And if that never stops, how do we know what natural is?
But I don't think it's character. Like, I don't put on makeup for men. I put it on because I feel I look good. I think I look good, and I feel better when I look good.
Do you ever get to the point where you're like, okay, fuck, he's coming over?
There's certain on my natural, like I'll put on mascara and do some concealer. But I've dated men who loved, I love women with no makeup, and like telling me that, like, I love when you wear no makeup, and I'm like, boy, if you only knew what I have on my face right now. Like, I got primer, I got mascara, I got a little bit of highlighter, maybe a little bit of blush, some concealer. Like, it's like they don't even know what natural is.
Yeah.
To the point, and I know that this is a fact because you have seen me at all types of ways, and you asked me, "Are you okay?" with no makeup.
Well, because I know that you wear your makeup, so I know you.
I love makeup.
I know you wear your makeup.
Yes.
So when you don't wear your makeup, so like when you used to show up to work with no makeup, you would either be not feeling well or in a bad mood.
That is true.
You know what I'm saying? Or something happened that prevented you from putting on your makeup.
Yeah.
So I'm putting that together. So if I see it, I'm using deduction. I'm like, oh, something's up.
Got it. Okay, that's fair because those are all facts. That's true. Yeah. I used to wear makeup to work. I loved it. And I would always get comments like, "I don't even look like, why do you looking like that?" Like, boy, I feel good. Shut up. I don't wear it for you. What do you think, Christina? You wear makeup to work. You get comments a lot. And you wear it for what?
I wear makeup to work and I do my hair for work. Which
I like looking presentable.
I do too.
Let's be clear. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I don't think you think that.
Yeah, that's great.
I don't think you think that. I just think it's funny that when no makeup, are you okay? But like now having that perspective of like deduction, that makes sense. Like that's very fair.
Yeah, I know you. When you don't wear makeup, something is wrong.
Yeah, that's very fair.
So take it back. So I get 1 point back, right?
You get 1 point back.
For what?
Because that makes sense.
Yeah.
Deduction, like you're picking up on those things.
I pick up on cues.
But I also
pay
think
attention
you
to
were
my
being
friends.
funny.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, like, what's going on? You all right?
Yeah, you have a way of asking me if I'm okay in a funny way, so I don't get defensive right away.
Yeah, you good?
Yeah.
Are you depressed?
That's not funny.
It's not funny, but when you asked me that one time, are you depressed? No, I was like, no, just slept in.
No, that was me genuinely asking if you were feeling low.
Right.
I think we should all do. And that's just, I haven't found a way to
check in with your friends.
Yeah, you should always check in with your friends. And that's my way is kind of
being funny.
With humor, that's my way. But still, it's me checking in like, are you good? You feeling kind of down or what? Like,
yeah.
And hopefully I will get the truth.
Yeah.
All right, but I do kind of want to. I think what bothers me about your earlier comment, Richard, was just the idea of a facade, like
the character,
which I understand. Like, I think some women definitely use it as a facade.
Yeah.
But I would be so mad if someone was like, "Oh, you use makeup as a facade," because I've had that in the past. Yeah, you're right, Vicky. I do my hair, I do my makeup. I like to dress nice to work because it makes me feel good. It makes me feel confident. It makes me feel what I need to feel in order to get through my day. And when I first started at this one job that I had, I would get so many comments about it, like jokes about it, like, "Oh, why are you so dressed up?"
Yeah, I would never if you like Vicky's my close friend, so I would never do that, especially in the workplace. Do what you got to do. Yeah. My main point is like women don't understand probably don't realize.
Do you mean women or do you mean some women? Do you want to be specific about the group you're talking about?
Oh gosh, some women don't know how much men appreciate natural, and there's dope just some moisturizer.
My point is that I don't think men actually know what they're asking for with natural.
Exactly.
Because we get not just, I'm not, like, men will ask you, "Are you okay? Are you feeling," like, even, I want to say, like, go into the grocery store. If I'm like a regular, like, "Hey, are you okay?" I get that. Even from women, I've gotten that comment, "Are you okay? You don't look too good." Like, I'm just not wearing any makeup today.
Okay.
It's not just men. Women do it too.
I feel it. Nah. All right. Okay. Yeah, a woman should be able to do or should do anything and everything they feel they need to do to feel confident and beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm saying from a male's perspective, a lot of the times you're already beautiful.
Move into our True Crime Squad segment if you're ready.
I'm ready. It's not going to be very long. It's going to be quick.
All right, let's do it. True crime. What are we talking about today in the true crime world? What you got for me?
We are talking about the murder of Sylvia Likens, which is
yikes,
one of the most sadistic stories I've ever heard. It's really sad,
but
it's very interesting.
What are we talking about? One more time.
The murder of Sylvia Likens. All right, so the time is 1965. The location, Indiana. Don't know exactly where. All right, so this girl, Sylvia Likens, she and her sister, they go to stay at this woman's house. Her name is Gertrude Banaweski, something like that. I think I'm saying it wrong, but we're gonna go with that.
You got all the details.
We're gonna call her Gertrude. Okay. So she goes to stay at Gertrude's house because her parents work, and so the parents essentially pay Gertrude to take care of these two girls. Okay. Something happens. Dad's not able to pay 1 month.
Gertrude's the babysitter.
Gertrude is, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
I forget what the sister's name is, but she has some sort of handicap. So keep that in mind.
Okay.
It's going to be sort of important later on to the story. Not Sylvia. No. Sylvia is about 16 years old. It's 1965, Indiana. Okay. Like I said. And 1 month parents aren't able to pay. So Gertrude just essentially begins torturing Sylvia and starts encouraging her teenage two adult children to also begin torturing Sylvia, and she just starts depriving her of basic needs: food, bathroom, showers.
How long is she
room.
at her house?
A few months. Maybe it was even longer. I'm not quite sure. And sister's handicapped. Sister not able to do much to help Sylvia. Eventually, neighborhood kids start getting invited to come over and also torture Sylvia, and they just do horrible, heinous things to her. Like, they insert things into her body. She's hanging nude in the basement with the children of Gertrude and neighborhood children doing things to her, burning her, mutilating her, carving things into her, saying horrible things to her. And eventually it gets so bad that Sylvia essentially dies because of just like dehydration, starvation, being tortured.
This is so fucked up.
Yes. And so something happens. Sylvia ends up going cold, and so she had been in the basement. There was feces all over her, and so Gertrude can't exactly call 911 with Sylvia in this condition. So she gets Sylvia upstairs to a bathtub, tries to revive her. Nothing works, and so
tries to revive her from death.
Yes, or from maybe
cold.
It was her breathing being so low that whatever, but she ends up dying, and so that's essentially how they get caught. And the sister's able to like help the case get solved and accuse all these people of doing all these things.
Whoa.
But what's crazy is Gertrude doesn't get that much time in prison. The kids of her and the neighborhood kids, not many of them got convicted. Some of them are out of jail today with different names.
Wow, that's crazy.
Living their lives out there. It's crazy. It's sad. It's a really crazy, gross, disgusting, horrible story, but very interesting. So look it up.
Bruh, what did you just say?
Murder of Sylvia Likens.
So her sister was able to accuse people?
Like, she was able to like say, hey, if you get me out of here, I will help you like convict all these people.
Oh, she snitched.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
To save her own ass.
I mean, the sister didn't do anything except for allow the things to happen without saying anything.
I mean,
but I'm sure she's terrified.
Bruh, I cannot imagine. Well, that just wouldn't. Oh, but she's got some kind of like handicap.
She has some sort of handicap that like is.
Is it a physical one?
I think it was a physical one. Yeah, that made it like she's dependent on these people to support her.
Got it.
Sick fucks. That's
right. So maybe it was like a situation where they were torturing the sister too, and she just had to watch, because that would be torture for me. If someone.
Damn, Christina, that's a dark one.
It's a very dark one. So there's a couple of movies made about it. Like, I think one's called An American Crime.
Oh my god.
I think another one's called The Girl Next Door.
Oh my god.
It's awful.
That's wild.
Awful hard movies. I first heard about the story from the movie, and I always look up the movies on IMDb when I'm watching them, because I like to read like the
reviews.
No, not the reviews.
Oh,
I don't care about the reviews. I like to read
the summary.
No, I like to read the.
Should we cut her off again?
Like the little facts about the movies, like like they filmed this in 63 days.
I love those. I love those.
I like to read those, and
those are cool.
That's where I learned that it was a true story, and I was like, "Are you freaking kidding me?"
Can you imagine?
So you did your own little research. That's dope.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what I would do. That's terrible. That's
like if you were who?
If I was the sister, that's my worst nightmare, to not be able to to watch something happen and be and not be able to do anything.
It's a nightmare pretty much everybody shares.
But I think I actually get those nightmares where I'm just watching and I just can't move. What is that word? When you're frozen? Paralyzed.
Are you talking about in the dream, or are you talking about
both,
sleep paralysis?
My in a dream.
Gotcha.
Like when I can't run fast enough.
Oh yeah, you punch but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I hate the dream where I can't run fast enough, and then where I can't move my arms. There's nothing I can do. I just have to watch it. Literal nightmare. I don't know what I would do. Go loco. I don't know. That's terrible.
You ever get sleep paralysis?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Would I know?
Yes, you would know.
Yeah, you would know.
It's terrifying.
like three times a week for me.
What?
So much,
oh wait, yeah, I knew this.
So much to the point where I'm I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Like, oh, just wait it out.
What happens?
It's the way I describe it is like my mind wakes up, but my body doesn't. And when I was like, it started happening when I was young, like really young, and yeah, like you kind of go through like a little panic attack kind of thing, but that's faded. Like that didn't happen anymore. Like it's more so like, oh, just
like your brain is working in real time, and you can't just like get out of bed.
That's what it feels like. You can't move. You can't move a thing.
Oh my gosh, no.
At least 3 times a week.
Do you? Because some people like see things too. Do you?
Yeah,
see things?
I've heard of that.
No, I'm awake. Like my mind's awake. I'm not really in the dream state anymore. Like I'm just like, fuck, bro. Like get up. Get up. And usually, like I can push myself out of it, like a big thing, like just like I kind of wake up out of it. But sometimes I'm just like, whatever, like just chill.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's one of my biggest fears is like not being in control of my body. I can't.
Oh man, I researched it. There's a lot of theories out there.
What?
One is that there's a spirit above me.
Yeah.
That's
I've heard that one.
Keeping me in this state, which I don't subscribe to. I think I'm just waking up weird.
I've heard it described not as a spirit but a demon.
Yeah, I don't have.
Crazy.
It's not a demon.
Guys. I mean, conspiracy theories. There's a million reasons why.
Oh, I love those, but I don't. I don't know. We're not ready to introduce that segment.
Conspiracy theories. I don't.
You're not down.
You've been on your conspiracy theory hype the last couple of weeks.
That's Clubhouse.
I'm down. I just think that we gotta like prep the situation. You just want to go in there willy nilly, raw dog it, and we can't do that.
Dragons in China.
You sound crazy right now.
That's the thing. Like, so there's 2 type of conspiracy theorists. There's the people that, like me, I'm bigging myself up, but there's like me that kind of like, oh, that's a cool concept. That's an interesting idea. If there's common sense facts that kind of go with it, you're like, oh, I love the way you put that together. I respect your imagination or your ability to fact check. Like I fuck with it. That doesn't mean I subscribe to it. And then they're like, there's the folks that are like, oh, this is life. This is fucking gospel. Like this is what's going on. It's like those
people annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah, there has to be. To me, it's like a comic book. You know what I'm saying? Like a story. Like well, wouldn't it be a trip if that dragon was or if it was the Mothman or and shit like that. Like that's cool. But we know some. I mean, you and I both know some people that it's like
they in it.
Oh, they're gonna tell you. Now this is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Sometimes I have to like clock out of conspiracy theory because it gets too real, it gets too crazy, and like I'm just like processing, and it's like too much. I have to like go back to reality. I
can't subscribe to the idea that everybody is just after us. Everybody wants to kill us.
Yeah,
everybody wants to deceive me. Everybody wants to. It just
it's paranoia sometimes. I can't.
And it just doesn't make sense. Some of the times it's like, okay,
it doesn't make sense.
If the government is, after us and not, why? What is their point? What is the purpose of doing that? Oh, it's the cabal and it's okay.
Right. It's super interesting though.
It is interesting.
It's very interesting.
I've heard them all.
I enjoy it.
I like knowing them.
I think it's good brain exercise to think differently and to entertain, even if conspiracy theories aren't your jam, like just to entertain it for a while, it feels like a brain exercise, like forcing your brain to think super out of the box. I think it's good for me.
Right.
But it's also good to like have the rationale to be like, I'm not okay with this, or like I don't subscribe to this.
Yeah, it's like the flat Earth thing. Like,
yeah, you got to have some kind of filter for yourself.
Say if it's flat, like.
I am fascinated with the Denver airport.
I think it's dope. I like
fascinated.
I don't know.
I could listen to conspiracy theories about the Denver airport all day, and I don't know why. Something about it, because there's so much.
Yeah, but it's not like you do it. You have a healthy relationship with it. It's not.
Yeah. It's very interesting to me.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't take it as gospel. Like it's not. I'm not leaving a clubhouse room thinking, yeah, that was a dragon. Yeah, that is the only explanation. I'm leaving that like that's an interesting idea. Let's explore that a little more when we have a chance. So yeah, conspiracy theories are kind of a thing.
What the fuck's going on?
West side. If they're annoying, I think motorcyclists that like
rev it up.
Like, is that's small dick energy? Stop it, please stop. I don't care. Like, I'm not impressed. In fact, you've scared the shit out of me.
Yes.
And I hate you because you scared the shit out of me.
That's their point.
But like scared, like startled, not like, oh my god, a man on a motorcycle. I'm so scared. It's like, fuck.
There's some women out there
that scared me.
Yeah.
I don't like to be startled, and like, when you rev the motorcycle, that's small dick energy. I don't care. That's how I feel. I said what I said. But you wanted to pose a question. Oh wait, true crime segment. Was that?
That was fucked up.
Did we finish? That is fucked up.
Yeah.
But that was very good.
Christina, what would you do if you had to see Alicia or I being tortured and you couldn't do anything?
Oh my god. What the fuck?
That's what happened in the story.
I don't even know. I think I would like sacrifice myself in some way, shape, or form. I think we all would for each other.
Yeah, 100. I would stand in front of a moving train for
I wouldn't. I would not watch it for very long. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to.
Not to say this young woman that was probably unable to.
Right.
No, absolutely. Unfortunately, that was her reality.
Yes, exactly.
And we're fortunate enough that we can
say that from sitting in our motherfucking living room.
Yeah.
Safe on the couch.
Right. You never know what you can do when you're in the moment.
Middle of the day, sun's out and bright.
I have to keep that in mind for sure.
No, totally.
But yeah, I think it's like a fight or flight thing. Like,
yeah.
And I'm sure it's not gonna flight unless I got my sister with me and then we taking off. But you wanted to do a question.
All right. So
it kind of coincides with the theme of today.
I did hear this question posed somewhere else, but it didn't really get like the deep dive that I was after. It was just kind of like,
all right, let's do it.
So let's like really get it. All right, a woman or a woman or a man that's a solid 6, right?
6 looks wise. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's got everything going for him.
Yeah.
Or a stupid 10.
Solid 6 every day.
Why?
100%.
Oh my god, I can only look at you for so long. Like if I'm in a moment of distress or need, and all I can do is look at you, all you can help me is by looking pretty. I don't need that. I want someone who can talk me through it, who can be a shoulder to cry on, who can help me process. I want someone who's gonna do something.
Right.
Because I will always take a solid 6 with a dope personality, heart of gold, can make me laugh, than a pretty 10.
Okay, what about
that shit gets old?
If you got everything going for yourself, you got all the money you need. You're not looking for that kind of financial partnership. You're solid. But that
means I'm not looking for a partner. I'm just looking for someone to what?
I don't know.
I don't think a stupid 10, someone who doesn't have any kind of emotional intelligence, social grace, or quip to get through the day is beneficial for anybody. I need to be able to talk to you. Like, I need you to be there for me when I'm in a moment of like freaking out and like I need a reality check.
Okay. How about you, Christina?
I agree. I feel like a hot body is like the male equivalent of makeup. It's the facade. I don't give a shit about that. I've never given a shit about that. I've always wanted I want a good man. The looks to me aren't.
I mean, it's
important.
cool.
I want a handsome man. I have to be attracted to you. Do not get me wrong.
But
it's not the first thing that catches my attention.
All right. Well, I'm waiting for one of you guys to keep it real because you guys are saying all the right things.
No, that's honestly how I am.
Yeah, no, dude. Any kind of solid 10 I've ever dated, I'm like, I'm bored. I'm bored.
Stupid.
I'm like notorious for not dating hot men.
The cool guy.
I'm never after the cool guy. I don't give a. I'm just not about it.
especially like after what the like year we've been through. Like we realize like looks will only get you so far, homie. Like I need to be able to talk to you. Like you need to be able to like talk me through something. Like have a personality, have a life. Because someone who looks good, that's fun. Are you talking about having fun or like building a life? Having fun, sure. 10s all day. That's easy.
Okay.
That's easy.
So there's some truth.
Hell yeah. If I'm just having fun and I'm not looking for a partnership, 10. Yeah.
Yeah. If it was like still regular world and I was out at a bar, like I'm looking for the 10.
Okay.
For sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fun.
So at this, I'm looking for the 10. I'm talking about at this stage in your life right now.
At this stage in my life right now, I'm looking for
the 6 with a
I'm looking for the personality. But like
you just said, if things are open up.
But we're talking post quarantine, like a 10. That's what we're saying. A 10 is only so much fun.
Post quarantine, things are open.
At this point in life, I'm looking for a partner. I'm not looking for fun.
Yeah, I've done the fun.
Done the fun.
Okay. And it was fun.
It was fun. Very fun.
But you don't see them sitting around the table anymore.
No, I had to block them all. Like
you had to block them. I had to like call them out of their name so they never want to talk to me again.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting.
But yeah, for fun, sure. 10 all day. Who cares? But someone who's gonna like show up when shit gets rough.
Yeah.
I want that person. And that person's not normally a 10. Well, I'm sorry. Yes, they are a 10. But 10s right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's lame.
Okay.
But I also think for me, like someone becomes more attractive when they make me laugh or they're really smart or they like bring something else to the table. That shit is like, I am in love with you. Like, give me something else. Is that for men too? I feel like I've seen that. I've definitely like seen like really hot guys and like girls who maybe I would never picture that. And
I think it depends on what stage you are in your life. I think like
or any kind of relationship where they just aesthetically.
Yeah, like young me. I'm chasing 10s, you know. You get older. I mean, I was fortunate enough to find a 10 that is solid, but I wasn't. I mean, I fucked with her because of who she was. You know what I'm saying? Like, from a guy as a guy in California, there's no short supply of pretty women. There's no short supply of 10s. They're there, but weeding through the dumb ones, for lack of better words, is tough. So I think that's a lot of guys will settle for a 6.
But is that settling?
It is, because there's a lot of smart, beautiful women out here, like in the Bay. There's a lot.
Are you? Wait. Can you say that again? What makes them choose a 6? Say that one more time.
Do you mean because the 6 is the dumb, pretty one?
Right. Because there's so many.
So you're flipping it.
Right. There's so many. There are a lot of smart, beautiful women out in California. There are also a lot of dumb, beautiful women in California, vain and everything else. But weeding through the muck or whatever to find that smart, beautiful 10 is hard. So a lot of men will settle for the 6.
Simply out of laziness?
Exactly.
The 6 is like the personality not being smart.
Well, because you see it from the gate. It's like, okay, well, obviously she's not. If she's not the prettiest one in the crew, like she got her shit together. She got like that's apparent first, because that's usually what you find out later, like whether this person has their shit together, as opposed to when you're hunting for a 10, you're looking for looks. Does that make sense?
Yeah. A 10 aesthetically is easy to see. Like, you're hot or you're not, to me.
Right.
And we have to remember that like beauty is in the eye of the beholder. I get what you're saying. So you've kind of flipped it in your theory now.
Yeah.
Like a 6 could be someone who's really hot but 0 anything, but that's it.
No. No, I didn't flip it like that. What I'm saying is, I think a lot of guys have been through the bullshit with the 10s. And kind of given up on finding a solid one. So they'll kind of, go with the 6. But there are a lot of beautiful 10s out there.
What does the 6 mean, though? The 6 is like a
not as hot as
looking woman who's
think.
smart.
Well, I think that scale ranges too. That's all all relative. But I think
very subjective.
Yeah, super subjective. But it's like, I don't rate women. We're talking purely for this. I don't think I do. I think I do. Do I rate women?
I think you kind of do.
I don't know if you don't rate them like on a scale, but like, yeah, you'll say she's bad.
No, I don't. That. Caught up. No. No, I
think she knows.
Yeah, she knows. But yeah, no, it's different. It depends on the stage in your life.
I don't think it's settling for a 6 if that person fulfills all those other needs. Like, you can call on that and they're going to be there for you. They're going to remember those details. You enjoy your time. Like, I don't think that's settling. Because we're learning right now, like, looks really don't matter. They really don't. I mean, it's nice. It's nice to be attracted to someone right off the bat, but like, I want someone who I can talk to, someone who I can sit in quarantine with.
I feel you, but I think a lot of the times a 6, this is so disrespectful. I'm sorry. But a 6 will do those extra things and go the extra mile because they're a 6. Mm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's disrespectful. And the 10 kind of knows, like, hey, I don't got to work this hard for you, bro. Like, I don't have to do that. Like,
yeah.
The gift is looking at me.
Oh my God, that's true. The point of this is that, like, it's super subjective. What I think is a 10, you might not think is a 10. What Christina thinks is a 10 is definitely not what I think is a 10. So I just don't want people to hear this and be like, oh, this made me feel worse about myself. Like, nah, there's someone out there for you.
Oh, yeah.
People got all types of types. Trust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, there's someone out there for everyone.
100%.
My problem, I won't say that. That's real disrespectful. Okay, fuck it.
I mean, we're already like,
we're deep,
knee deep in this. Let's go, elbow deep. Let's go.
6s that think they're 10s.
Ooh.
Okay.
I'm all for the confidence, but sometimes it's like,
and expect 10 treatment.
What you doing? Yeah.
Oh
like,
God.
You can't be coming
That's
in
funny.
here talking hella crazy to me just because you think.
Right. Like, let's be real.
Like,
and that kind of goes back to what I was saying. Like, 6s are able to be 10s because they put on these characters. They have the same access to the makeup that the 10 does. They have the same.
There's like the arrogant confidence. Like, yeah.
Right.
I'm the man. And then there's that, like, yeah, I know him this shit. And, like, I just walk that way. And, like, you're either going to think that too or not. But I'm still going to do me. Like, I don't want to call it a quiet confidence, but it's just like
it's humble.
It's like a solid confidence. Like, you can't shake me out of this. This is what I know. But like like
when you
wearing
gotta,
all the chains.
When
like,
you gotta,
shut up.
when you get, well, I got 3 chains on. What you talking about?
I'm not talking about.
But what I'm talking about is like when you have to throw that shit in somebody's face with the thirst traps.
Right.
With
The
busted challenges.
Right.
With
like,
all of that.
That's all I'm throwing at you.
You're trying to convince me that you're beautiful.
Or that you're confident, which...
Yeah. And you should, if you're beautiful, underneath that mask, you should not have to,
100%.
You wouldn't do that.
Right.
Oh, so I get my point back.
You get your point.
No, you don't get a point back. It's neutral. How about that?
All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Neutral. Wow, very interesting points. Points have been made.
Points
have been made.
Points were made.
Points were made.
I will hear you, Richard. I hear your point, but I don't think, at least in my experience, not a lot of men think the same way you think.
Men, yeah, that's a different. Men, but like we're dealing with single men.
Right.
Single men, someone who hasn't been in a relationship for 5 years. Single men are they're wild as fuck right now.
Yeah.
Like all over the place. Like they claim they want this and they're acting like that, and just like, honey. Like, your words are saying one thing and your actions are saying another, but I'm always going to pay attention to how you moving.
Yeah.
Than how your mouth is moving.
Right.
Because I feel very heated every time he makes a comment about women.
Word? Yeah.
But I think it's because I'm like, not everyone thinks about this.
But
not all men think that way.
No. You're dealing with a different type of dude
right
now.
I'm a whole different.
I know, which I appreciate and I do respect.
Yeah, but it's quick for us to be like but it's like no. They were talking to a different type of person right now.
See, I'm being good this time. I'm watching myself.
You're reflecting because he's not trying to heat you up.
Yeah, no, I know.
No,
I know.
Not at all. I'm just this is my perspective. I'm not a single dude. I haven't been a single dude.
Single
in a very,
dude
very
is different than someone who's been in a relationship for a long time.
Yeah.
So
it's a very mature way of saying things. I'm just like, men are not at this point.
Yeah, we're dealing with men who think they're 10s and they're probably 4s,
right.
And they got that arrogant ass confidence. And it's just like, okay, and like man saying he can play piano. Oh, but I'm rusty. Like, okay,
right?
Then what you talking about?
I had a man also. He was like, hey, like, let's meet up at a park or let's go get some coffee. Let's get a drink. And I'm like, oh, how about a video chat first? And he was like, you're scared of me, huh?
Yeah.
Like, yes, men are scary. They're terrifying, actually.
I was like, I'm not scared of you. I just think it's like better that we do that considering all the stuff. I'm like, I'm not scared of you. I'm scared of strangers and I'm scared of my knowledge and wisdom and I'm careful. Mm-hmm. But don't get into it because it was almost like he was like proud that I was scared of him. Like he was like,
yeah, that's weird.
He added like he was like, you're scared of me, huh? And I'm like, no. I'm cautious.
See, that's the type of shit you're a stranger. People are dealing with these days. It's just crazy.
And I'm like, don't be proud of that.
That's an arrogant confidence to me. Like, oh, you're scared of me.
Exactly. I did not like it.
Well, you're a man. I don't know you. You're a stranger. So sure, but not because you're you.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so how did that end up?
He agreed to the video chat.
Nah, nigga, you scared of me.
Yeah, right,
exactly.
He's scared of my unmatched.
Hinge.
Yeah, he does not want to be unmatched. He does not want to have to search me.
Being unmatched. Yeah, he doesn't want to have to Google you.
Although I guess it's not that hard.
Apparently not. Old boy got it done real quick.
Yeah, he did. I'm very flattered.
He ain't missing no meals. I like that. Okay, so I had a very, wasn't a humble moment, but like check-in moments where like I'm at a really weird time in my life, which has been really great in some ways, but like I'm still unemployed, which is very new to me, and I'm being very transparent right now because I don't think I've ever said that outright.
That you're unemployed?
That I'm unemployed. And I'm loving it.
She's not broke.
I wouldn't say a brokey. But I definitely like watching a budget these days for sure, where I used to just do me. Now I gotta like worry about other things, but taking the time to like soak in life, and I know like people, like my friends would be like, oh, you're so lucky, and it's like, am I though?
Nah, for sure.
But like,
you'll look back.
Yeah, I've never not had a plan in my whole life, and that's been very jarring. But a lot of great things have come out of it, right? But there are times when I see other people's lives, like Christina goes to work every day, and she'll come back, and like the joke is like, oh, you're still in bed. And it's like
right where I left you.
Right where I left. Yeah, she'll say right where I left you. But like I'm enjoying the time, but there are times when I get in my feelings about it. I get in my bag about it because it's like being 31 years old, not having a plan, not really like looking to have a career plan. Like, am I missing a lot of steps? Like, was this the right move? Was this like, it makes me feel a type of way when I see people around me, like people I went to high school with, grew up with, like having kids, getting married, and then I have to. Christina's rolling her eyes.
Yeah,
I am rolling my eyes.
They don't have anything to do with each other.
Right. They're bored. They followed a formula.
Right. But like, then I have to check in with myself. Like, is that something I want right now? And then, no, it's not.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I don't even know if I want children.
I'm too sure.
I don't want children.
Yeah, no, we've
contemplated
this for
right now. I don't want children.
A long time.
If I was to meet somebody and I'm in love with them and they want children, and then I'd be open to it. But like by myself, like I'm just not one of those women who grew up. I want to be a mom. That's just not me.
Yeah. God.
That is not me. And there's some women that are like that, and like that's cool, but that's not me.
No, they're out there for sure.
So when I think about when I see friends, married and having children, I'm like, man, like, what step did I miss? What turn did I not go down the right path? And then I have to be like, Vicky, is that even something you want right now? And it's like, no.
Yeah, that's that FOMO culture, right?
Yeah. And it gets to me, and it's like, dude, I don't want children.
Right.
I don't want children. But then I get in my feelings about it, and then I'm like, bro, like, you need to chill out.
But you got to realize, like, people will do everything, even when they're not happy, especially in our social media culture, to present their life as if
I'm looking at the highlight reel.
Yeah, it's the great, like, they're only pulling that good shit out. But the truth, you know, we don't know what's really going on. We don't know.
Totally. And it's corny to say, like, don't judge your life next to someone's highlight reel, but it's true.
No, for sure.
Like, I don't know what's going on in their marriages. I don't know what's going on with their kids, but I have to. But, like, for me, and I don't want that. So it gets to me, and I don't know why. Because I think I always have this idea of, like, where I'm supposed to be in life, but it's like, says who? And for me, it's a check-in. I'm, like, fully trying to implement the belief that, like, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Yeah.
There's been many really great things that have come out of this time, of me not being employed, and I would never get those things if I was still.
I tell you that all the time, though.
Yeah, you do.
I tell my girl that too. Like, I feel like that's a thing that our generation goes through. Mm-hmm. That a previous generation didn't go through. They had it all mapped out. They followed the formulas. They married their college or high school sweethearts, and you know that was the thing. But now it's a little different. So
it is, and I think it's so. Not that it wasn't okay, but it's more socially acceptable to be a little different.
Yeah,
like go down a different path.
But I think the next generation is not going to worry about. We're kind of holding on to those.
Yeah.
Those social norms and those expectations a little bit more than.
I feel like maybe my generation was like, from what I see, the last ones to think, go to college, get a degree, get married, have kids.
Right.
I've seen a bunch of college friends, high school friends, middle school friends do that, and and I feel like an outlier even though I'm not. But I feel like, Christina, do you feel that? I feel like your generation, even though we're like millennials, but like your grade, maybe I should say, isn't so bought into that.
Yeah, I would say that.
Although
a lot of
your friends don't have children yet.
Not a lot, no.
Or people that you know, not your friends, but people that you know.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say there's that many people from like my graduating high school class who have kids right now. But I definitely feel that pressure, like
within yourself.
And where does it come from?
Yeah,
because it's not real. But I just feel that way.
I just feel like I'm behind sometimes.
Yeah, me too. But I don't think I'm.
And it makes me feel like I'm not grown up enough, or I'm not mature enough.
Same.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then it leads me to say fucked up shit like, oh, they followed a formula, which is kind of fucked up to say, but it's honestly how I feel sometimes. But I think that's also a way that I cope with feeling a little bit like I'm behind. But you're right, like I don't want kids right now. And you asked why, like why don't we want kids? For me, I'm at such a selfish point
straight up
in my life that I would not be a good mother. I think I would resent having a kid right now.
See, I think that's dope that you say that because a lot of people stick to that formula and then, they are selfish and they are not at a time where it's time to, raise a kid, but they still do it because they feel like they need to adhere to whatever norms.
Yeah.
And that's fucked up for the child.
Right. And like quarantine, if I had a child, I think I would... I don't know how people did it. Like single moms, single parents, single dads.
No,
did it crazy. Without any help throughout this time. That's crazy. And I don't.
It's crazy.
And I don't envy that. I'm glad that I was able to do whatever the hell I wanted, apart from doing my job, and start drinking at 5, and not worry about, did the kids go outside today? Do I gotta worry about work and their school? I wouldn't have been able to manage that. But yeah, I'm really selfish too.
I'm so selfish.
And I think owning that.
I think that's our whole generation. Just look at we step back and we give a fuck about me and me alone,
Yeah. I think that is okay for us to do because we don't have anyone relying on us. Like I've seen people with people that are relying on them do that, and it's lame. It's like, get your shit together. What are you doing?
Right.
Like, you made this choice, now go through with it.
Yeah, my problem is with people that do decide to follow that formula and still decide to be selfish and
Yeah, pick a lane.
Pick a lane, because you can't be both. You can't be out here.
It doesn't work.
You're doing the busted challenge with your baby in the background. It's just corny as fuck.
There's been some where it's like they're making a play on funny, right? They're trying to be ironic, but there are some that it's happening. It's like, okay, I don't want that for me right now. I could not imagine having a child right now. The other day you told me I'm weird with kids, but I don't think I'm weird with kids. I think I keep it real with kids.
I'm the same way.
I've worked with kids my whole life. Since I was a kid, I've been working with kids. And I've just decided I'm just going to keep it real.
I do not even change my voice. Like,
no, that's what Richard said. He's like, you don't do the baby talk things. No, I don't.
I do it with dogs.
I think the baby talk thing is bad. I don't. Yeah. I think for
I do baby talk, but not with little kids.
No, with dogs for sure.
I think you guys will both be great mothers. I mean,
for sure.
I would be a great mom. I know that.
But I would resent my kids.
But I'm not ready to be that great mom.
Yeah. And when I hear that, like from people from women that I think will be great mothers, I'm like, damn, because there's a lot of shitty women out there that decided to be mothers, and it's like, fuck, man, like you guys would be good moms, and you guys are choosing not to be. I mean, it's a personal choice. But.
Yeah, and I don't know if I'll ever make that choice. And because that whole thing of like, women don't have to be like, we can be other things than mothers. Is that whole thing?
Absolutely.
I just want to make sure like I allow myself the space to like, if I want that, to want that. But right now, sitting in this body, I don't want that right now.
But you can always do your other things and
I can always contribute. Have a kid later, but I can't really chase my dreams much later. I mean, you can, but I just don't think I would be so entitled to. Now I feel entitled to do whatever I want.
You just wait till I have a little baby.
I'm gonna love that baby.
You're gonna change your mind.
I'm gonna love that it's your baby and I can leave.
Nah, for sure.
That I can bounce. But I get into those moods right now, right? Like Christina and I, like we went to school in a really small town where everyone knows everybody. Like you all go to the same grocery store, and like that's kind of the vibe they're on. But we made it out alive. We definitely had other things going on in our life.
Educated.
Yeah, we went out. We went to school. Even my journey through college was very different than a lot of people.
That's
like,
true.
Fucked around at DeAnza for a couple of years, and then got my shit together and wanted to go to this school that I've been dying to go to since I was a teenager, and then it closed down a semester in, which was really fun, and ended up in Oakland for 2 years.
That's a dope journey, though.
It was an interesting journey, but like your journey through college was much more linear than mine. And
traditional.
Very traditional.
Very traditional.
You graduated, got an SF State, moved in, and did your SF State thing.
Yeah, I had a ball.
You lived in the city?
I lived in the city. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. That's why you're cooler than me.
Shut up.
I really don't think I am. At all.
You have different life experience than me for sure because of that experience.
I loved college.
I loved high school. I had a great time. I loved college
did not
too.
love high school.
Once I figured it out, I did not have a good time at DeAnza. Because I just wanted to get it done.
DeAnza is a community college for people in France.
Yes, it's a community college.
Yeah.
I wish, looking back at my college experience, I loved my college experience, but if I was like going, I went for the experience more than I went for the education, which I maybe would go back and change. And I would have started at DeAnza or a community college.
It was definitely a good move for me to start at a junior college because I did not know what I wanted to do. I was so sick of school. I was so sick of it, and I knew like if I went to, where did I get in? I got in SF State. If I went off to SF State or San Jose State right away, I think I would have wasted a lot of money.
Yeah.
Instead, I was pretty reasonably priced, and it was okay. But I definitely fucked around.
Yeah. I went for the experience, not so much for the education.
Once I got to Oakland, I had a good time. Still really good friends with a lot of the people there, and I think that's the best part of college is the relationships you built, because can I tell you what I learned? I have a whole degree, but am I using it right now? No, I'm unemployed. That's the gag. I have a whole psychology degree, and I am unemployed.
Oh, man, that was everybody's degree.
That's the gag. The gag was, though, I really like psychology. I'm really into it. I like thinking. I like looking at behavior and the way people think. I think that's cool. And that gives me a leg up in society. But yeah, what do you ever have those moments? Because you, like, looking at you from the outside, like, you got it together. Like, you're not missing anything, like you've hit all these like really cool milestones, but do you ever feel like you aren't where you're supposed to be?
Yes.
Interesting.
And it's not any of those things. It's not like marriage.
Okay,
family.
What is it for
it's
you?
not it's purely like accomplishments and financial, because like I feel like focusing on that is a little easier and smarter to like I have more control over that. You know, I can budget, or I can make some moves, I can invest in something, I can go out and try something and attain that goal or fail and then try it again, you know. But like relationships, who's to say, you know, you can't, I'm not gonna hold, you know, I'm not gonna fault myself or feel bad if something doesn't work out in the relationship. It wasn't best, so I'm not gonna even hold myself to that standard. I think it's a waste of energy. I stopped, but I'm telling you, and I've told you this, like, not giving a fuck about other people and their interpretation of you. Like that happened probably 10 years ago for me. It's key. Like I don't care. Like I don't care about how you perceive me. I don't care about whether I'm meeting your standards. I don't give a fuck. Like
I'd like to think that I'm there, but I'm not.
You're not.
I'm not there.
You're not there.
Me neither.
And
there's certain things that I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Like when I know someone's who doesn't know me speaking on me, then I don't care. But someone who knows me, I care a lot.
Right. I think like for me that came from like fallouts with family. Just people that you know you're not going to change their mind, you know, about you.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, what do I care? You know, there's no point. A stranger, like, who cares? You know.
Yeah, I think that's a whole new level I have not unlocked yet. I'm not there yet. I still care. And
it translates through life as a whole. You know, like I don't care if you think the way that I get my bag is not as cool or respectable how you get your bag.
Yeah.
No, I'm getting my bag.
Yeah.
If I have to go get 3 of them the hard way, you know what I'm saying? That's a hustle, you know, and I respect the hustle. I think that's another thing too. Like people don't respect the hustle anymore, and it's like I have to get my money a certain way. I have to do it. I have to go to school, and I have to get it like this, and I have to work at this job. It's like, man, no, like I can make more money than whatever you're making, and do it happy, you know.
Do it with some control of my life
and
not
be in
have
total control.
Work control, job control me.
Yeah.
Okay, I see a lot of. Yeah, that's good advice. It's interesting. I never knew that you felt that way. I learn something new about you every day.
Yeah, for sure.
That's not encouraging, but it also makes me feel better. Like, okay, cool.
No,
even someone who does have all of these like other boxes checked feels that way sometimes.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's just
but I feel like people who, like we're saying, these are boxes that are checked, probably might look into our lives like, oh, I don't have those boxes checked either. But I feel like this is a communal feeling maybe that we all go through.
Yeah.
And that I think we gotta talk about that more, because like let's normalize like not feeling like we're stuck. Yeah, that we didn't do everything correctly.
I think with me, my big, like you talk about marriage and stuff, like me is real estate. Like you break the steps down from like, you know, a relationship, family, you know, kids, by home, that kind of stuff. But like to me, it's skip all that by the home, you know, straight to the home. How do I get to that home?
I also think that's my internalized misogyny.
How do
I just process?
Oh wow, is that toxic masculinity?
No.
Toxic.
I think that's my internalized misogyny, that like I have to, in order for me as a woman to be validated, I need to be married and have children. And like, oof, that's a mouthful. I don't think that's right though.
No,
I don't need to be validated by that. But that you're right. That is where I go. And then like interesting that you talk about investments, real estate.
I skip over all that.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
Interesting. It's not a thing that lasts for hella long. Like, it's maybe like the other day when it happened, I like snapped out of it within a couple of like a minute of it. Like, yo, is that even something you want right now? Like, no. Okay, then keep it moving.
Right.
You were gonna say something.
No, I agree.
With what?
With what everyone said so far. I agree with just not keeping up with the Joneses, which essentially is what it is.
Yeah.
It's so hard. That was a big life change that I had to make.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to prioritize what is important to me, what is valuable to me.
And why is it hard?
Yeah, it can be so distracting sometimes when everyone around you, especially like the people around me are people that I admire, people that I look up to, people that I learn from. And so it's really hard not to compare yourself with them and what they're accomplishing at that moment, and not to feel a certain type of way when you're not quite there yet. And I just always have to remind myself, like, it's not in the plan. It's not what was meant for you.
I think like another thing that kind of made me kind of get rid of that mentality is like living in the Bay Area during like the economic downturn, like the real estate bubble burst, and being an artist and being around other musicians and seeing how often they fake the funk. They do that whole fake it till you make it shit, and seeing what they present. You know, being behind the curtain for that and seeing it's not the way that they make it appear, or like this together family isn't together. You know they have all the things that we're talking about: the family, the kids, the home, and there's turmoil going. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing that, and I've witnessed it a couple of times, and it's like, damn, like that shit ain't real.
Totally. And like we'd rather, I think I speak for all of us when I say we would rather be happy in real life.
Oh, for sure.
Before this pod, I prided myself on the fact that like if you just looked at my Instagram, not the stories, because stories I can divulge a lot, but it's like in that moment. But like if you just look at my pictures, like you have no idea what's going on in my life.
I deleted every single picture I have on my profile.
Yeah.
Because of that. Because I would go like, it got to the point where I'd go through my profile and like, yo, like that's not even a representation of where I am at right now.
Yeah, but I liked that you can't tell what the hell's going on in my life, but like prior to this pod, like now y'all know, and like this is my way of being transparent and like trying to my best, giving my hand at like normalizing this. But there's a lot of people that you know what's going on in their life by looking at their social media, and like to me, I'm like, I don't want everyone in my business that way.
Nah, for sure. But if I do want to put it out there, like the story, like I'm telling, like, this is what I'm doing right now. Like this is real. This is honest. This is not the best meal I had all week, and this is not my best outfit or me standing next to the coolest car I've saw. You know, and like no, it's so fake.
Like that Drake song when he's like, she takes pictures on her trip so she can post them a week later.
Yeah, but what about when it's not fake? Like it's your sister accomplishing things.
I'm talking. Yeah, that's dope. I think that's
what I'm saying is that for me, that's what's more intimidating. Like I've taken myself off social media. Like that shit was not for me. It made me feel a type of way about myself. I knew it was all fake, so I'm like, I'm not even gonna put it in my corner anymore. But when it's someone that you love and admire, and it is real, and they really are accomplishing these things, and you're feeling shitty about yourself because you're like, fuck, I'm just not quite there yet. That's when my mind needs to be strong. Like I don't give a shit about Instagram. What I care about is when I'm feeling a type of way because I'm not accomplishing the same things that the people that I look up to, the people I admire, the people that I love, I'm not at their same level. That's when I feel insecure. And that's when I need to remind myself that I am on my own path. Like my destiny is laid before me. It's already planned out. So I just need to follow the path.
Right.
And that's harder to think about. Like I think it's easy to be like, that shit's fake. Like whatever. I don't even care about it.
When it is real. But that's also a good check-in because I don't think, for me, sometimes that's gets my ass into shape, right? Like, I saw so-and-so do this. Like, I can do that. Like, go get off your ass and do it.
Yeah.
But if I still was working, I don't think I'd be able to do as much as I've done in the last 3 months.
Yeah.
I would not have accomplished all of this or, like, done things.
Totally.
So it takes, like, certain pivots in life, and, like, sometimes pivoting into a really scary turn, like, quitting your job in the middle of a pandemic was terrifying, but it was the most necessary pivot I've ever needed. So like, whereas like feel like being unemployed at this time is really strange and uncomfortable, it is the best thing I've ever done.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like sometimes those like really awkward pivots are
that feel shitty, that feel uncertain,
scary, yeah, for sure. But I don't think you removing yourself from that circus is a bad thing at all. I think that's
I don't think it is either.
Like you. It's like I'm just not going to participate in this shit.
Yeah, no.
I've definitely unfollowed certain people that made me feel like I don't follow the Kardashians because it's like I can't subscribe to that type of reality anymore.
But has that ever been reality? Haven't we always known that this is not real?
Yeah, no, I know that, which is why like I'm no longer going to participate in the circus act of trying to think it is.
See, we've had a debate about this, about whether...
Yeah, I think that Kim is a beautiful woman, but I think that her level of beauty is unattainable. I think that it's unattainable because it's not real. And like, I just cannot, at this stage in my life, I cannot subscribe to things that are not real anymore because I've dealt with some real shit. And like, I can't keep liking Kim's photos with that little ass waist. Like, that's not real.
And I think my argument to that was like, she doesn't owe it to anybody
she doesn't owe
anything
me
different. But we know from the gate, it's like, but we shouldn't be looking to her for like validation.
But she's so in your face. She has so much content. She has so much reach that it feels like it's in my face all the time. And I can't. And like the algorithm, right? Like there's an algorithm to life. There's an algorithm to IG. Like, the less I see these things, the less they show up in my real life.
I feel you.
But yeah, we've gone through some real ass shit, and I can no longer participate in the facade.
I feel it.
Right? Like Richard and I were not friends for 8 months, and that was some real shit. And I learned a lot in the sense of like, who are people that are for me, who are people that are against me, like what do I cherish, what's important to me, and had to learn all of that. And I've learned a lot in the quarantine. I've learned a lot in this unemployment, and like not being truthful with myself has been the thing that has deterred me a lot. So like keeping it real, learning the lessons that need to be learned.
I see that in you.
Thank you.
For sure.
I'm proud of that lesson you've learned.
You've grown.
I have. I had to. I could not stand myself at some point. Like, girl, what are you so pissed off about? Chill.
Should we explain? Because that pod is not airing.
Yeah, we can.
Where we talked about
we can go into it.
We're 2 hours in though, but we can.
We are?
Yeah.
Already? You're lying.
No, I'm serious. But it's okay.
I mean, we can we can build that story. Let's go. You want to go? You want me to go?
Oh, I don't want to go. You learned a lesson, not me.
I had to learn a lesson.
Wait, I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
What?
It's a joke.
We all learned lessons. Lessons
were learned.
Lessons were learned.
Points were made.
On all sides.
On all sides, for sure.
It's not over here.
Vicky, do not continue with this bullshit. Do not allow for that.
You don't see the eyes he's making.
Those
side eyes. Yes, I had to learn a lot of lessons. I've done a lot of growth, and a part of that growth is what took me, you and I not being homies anymore. A lot of the growth has been me leaving a very toxic workplace and like having to deal with my own bullshit and growing in that.
Yeah.
And overcoming my toxicity and my trauma from being in a toxic workplace, the way I was, the way we were, there's a lot of trauma there. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there was a lot of trauma, a lot of PTSD.
For sure. I'm letting you do it. You do it. But yeah, I also want to say, we both worked in this toxic work environment. There's absolutely no harm or nothing wrong with us saying that it was toxic.
That it was toxic. Yeah, absolutely not. I will argue with someone about that all day long.
That they were idiots. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
We experienced that.
Yeah, that's true. That's facts.
Fuck them.
What am I explaining? What, we weren't friends?
Right.
Something that I've explained that a little bit in the first episode, right? Like pretty toxic. Like I think I didn't see myself as toxic. But like now recognizing, I'm taking a step back. Like I was just pissed off all the time. I took it way too seriously. Right. I was acting like I was working at the Pentagon and I wasn't.
I was not running
the Pentagon. And you had been going through, we were both dealing with different shit, but we're still trying to like forge our way through life. And like I feel like we just couldn't anymore. And like you blew up, I blew up. There had been times, because you and I can fight, we don't fight a lot, but when we fight, like we get to it.
Yeah,
it's like that fire and ice type of situation.
Which I don't think there's anything wrong with. I don't like when, like in friendships, where it turns passive aggressive, you know, and that can drag on forever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like you have relationships where it's like, how do I address whatever? And it never gets addressed, and you hold on to it, and it's kind of there's a thing that kind of, you know, sticks around in your relationship. Like, fuck that. I'd rather just let's go. Like, what's on your mind? What's the problem? But
but I do think like being that way with certain people, like you have to build that.
Oh, you have to, yeah.
Like I can't be the way I talk to you, the way I talk to Christina is not the way I deal with everybody. Like you guys are the easy people. Like, hey, that really annoyed me, or like, hey, you're pissing me off right now, and I hope that's easy for you guys to do with me.
Well, that wasn't 8 months ago or 9 months ago, and that's where we reached a point where
So we blew up. I think we just needed the break, but we let it go on for a long time.
Yeah, that was a combination of my pride and I think your pride to an extent.
Yeah.
And
being hurt and like not even understanding at the end of it. What was hard for me was thinking that you thought I was a terrible person, because it was like this person that knows me so well thinks I thought that you thought I was a piece of shit.
Right.
And that was hard for me. And then Christina had to come in and be like, if that's your friend, the way you think he's your friend, he doesn't think that. But like maybe you should figure out what's bothering you about you.
Yeah, no, I didn't think that. I was definitely upset with you, but I didn't think you. I mean, that not one experience, but that time didn't change like all our good shit. You know, I didn't. And there was a lot of times like, fuck, man, like I miss Vic. Yeah. Or I miss, you know, oh, she would really like this. Or
there were so many times like, man, this would be really funny. Like, who would this be funny to? And it was like, that would be funny to Richard.
Right.
And it wasn't. I was like, fuck. All right, never mind. It wasn't that funny. But I would say, like, I'm saying all of this to say that, like, that those uncomfortable pivots, those fights got to happen to grow. And that, like, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Right.
I strongly believe that, because I would not, if I wasn't exactly where I'm supposed to be, a lot of these things, these cool things that are happening wouldn't be happening in my life. And like one of those being like you and I being able to repair the harm and get back to where we're at, me and Christina being able to be on a pod together and like live life together in quarantine, me being able to like even like stuff with my family, being able to be there for doctor's appointments and really important things wouldn't have happened if I hadn't made all these choices up until right now. So I would encourage that you leave the pod today knowing that, like, if you're unhappy with where you're at, like, please use this as a catalyst to like get you moving your ass to where you need to be. And if you feel like you get those moments where like am I doing everything I can, like you probably are, and if you really know you're not, like that's something within yourself to like find it and do it because it's worth it. But there's a good chance you're exactly where you need to be.
For sure.
Even hearing this and you don't feel like you're where you need to be, then you need to be there because you needed a kick in your ass.
And no one is the measuring stick.
No one is the measuring stick. Seeing everyone's highlight reels, like, it gets to you, and like do something about it. Like unfollow those people or like get off social media. Social media is so powerful.
That's one thing I did during COVID when we weren't, like, I got a new Instagram, and it's crazy because I didn't follow the same stuff. I didn't check the same stuff out on my explore page. It was all like business, like a certain area of business. Mm-hmm. And it was completely different. Like it was just and often I'll just switch to that Instagram and kind of get a different perspective on like what's going on in the world. Because we get in this bubble, we like our explore page or what's going on our friends' pages or whatever. And like, oh man, that's what's going on. Like, no, dude, like that's just a small portion of.
Yeah, it's so funny when you like meet up with these friends, because I've got friends that love to post the great shit that's going on, and then when you meet up with them in real life, they're like, did I tell you about this, this, and this? Did I tell you about
right.
Like when I can see how you're moving on social media, like there's some people I know, like, oh, they're not in that relationship anymore. Like all of a sudden, homie disappears or the girl disappears, like, they're not fucking with them anymor. It's so funny. Like I don't ever want someone to know the trend of my life through my Instagram. Like now you gotta listen to the pod to know what's going on.
Oh,
because I'll keep it true, but I'm not gonna keep it true with randos for the internet. I got a lot of like random people. If your stuff is public, like anyone can look at your stuff, right? You could end up on someone's explore page, so like you got a lot of randos looking at your stuff and like only. And I don't want people to know what the hell's going on.
But they should head over to the YouTube, right? If you're on Spotify.
Yeah, go watch that stuff. If you want to feel like you're kicking it, like watch us on YouTube. I got a lot of that feedback this week that people felt like they were kicking it with you, all of us.
Yeah.
And I think it's cool. People who don't know you guys, they like feel like they're starting to get to know you. I think that is so cool.
That is cool.
I got that a couple times.
Yeah,
this
she
week.
told me that people were like, Christina was so funny.
You are funny.
And she didn't tell me until
I got that
so
at
much
least
later.
Once a day. I just told you yesterday.
Okay,
I got that a couple times this week.
You just found out you're funny?
And I loved it. No, I knew, but it's nice to be affirmed.
If you're funny, you want to hear that you're funny from other people.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Otherwise, you're not funny.
Otherwise, yeah. But I got that a lot, that you're really funny. And that people who don't know you guys in real life feel like they're getting to know you.
Am I funny?
I think you're hilarious.
Yeah, you're funny.
You're annoyingly funny.
Funny.
Yeah, you're annoying too.
For sure.
You are funny when I don't need you to be funny. Like when I was upset the other day and you were like being funny, it's like that shit's annoying, but it's funny. It's funny because I find it annoying and I want to be pissed off or upset.
Right.
But like that's not fun.
I feel it.
But yeah, I think we're all funny in our different ways. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I learned that lesson this week with you and my girl. You guys both had moments where you wanted to vent.
And you want to be funny.
But but my thing is like, oh, I'm going to try to snap you out of this. I'm going to help you out.
Uh-huh.
Neither of you want help. You guys, I'm purely here to listen. It's like, okay. It's something I've learned a long time ago, but it's like, oh, there's a reminder. Like sometimes they don't want your help, bro. Like they want to be mad. She wants to be mad right now. She wants to. Okay.
I need like 10 minutes
solutions.
To like be pissed off, and then you can dive into being funny. But you just want to be funny. Boom. Vic's upset. I'm gonna make a joke. It's like, bruh, let me say this.
But that's only with you. That's with certain people. Like everybody, you know.
Yeah, but like I think that's like a man thing, right? They want to fix it.
Right.
And it's like, nah, just let me talk.
You're right. Like sometimes it's I'm not here.
Christine does that. She's like, do you want feedback or you just want me to listen right now? It's like, I just want you to listen. Like, okay. It's a good check-in for people.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want me to do with this? Do you want me to fix it?
That's really good, actually. Like, what do you want to hear from me right now? You want to hear...
Yeah, you want help or you want me to listen?
Right.
And most of the time, like, I just want you to listen at first, and then I want the help.
I like it.
Interesting. It's very interesting how people, like, how humans are communicating with each other.
Right.
Like, especially people that you know really well. Like, how do I want to move in this? But, yeah, saying all that to say, like, people feel like they're getting to know you, and I think that is so cool.
Yeah.
Because it's very rare people in my life don't know who Christina is and don't know who you are.
Yeah.
Like, they've heard of you. People who maybe haven't heard of you or, like, know what your voice sounds like, now they're like, oh, well, I know Richard. I know Christina. It's like,
you don't know me.
You don't know them, but you're getting to know them.
And don't message me.
Oh, you got hella DMs or something you want to talk about?
I get DMs, but no, you don't know me. No.
They're getting to know sides. Someone was like, they're really thoughtful and objective, and I was like, yeah, they are. It's very annoying in real life. But it's great
Christina?
for podcasts about both of you.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, yes, they are thoughtful and objective, and sometimes you just want to vent and be pissed off.
Right.
Or wild.
Exactly.
Sometimes you don't allow for that, which is fine.
I don't always have the energy to give to be angry with you.
Right. And that's what I tell you. Like, is this worth is it worth it? Like, is this worth your energy?
Sometimes, yeah.
But sometimes you're mad about crazy.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like,
we
bro. We
talked about this last week.
It's like, man, like, really? My nigga, like, really? She said what? And you are so pissed off? Okay.
And you're like yelling at me as you tell me the story about why you're mad.
But I'm yelling.
And when you don't get the reaction, it's like, Richard, do you not hear what I'm saying to you? Do you not hear me?
Facts, dude. Cause like, if you are not qualifying my anger with like, yeah, you're right, then I'm like, he doesn't get it.
But nobody is as angry as you.
I know.
So we gotta get it. I don't know how to get into it.
I'm trying to let go of it. I don't know if it's like the Latina in me or like I'm just being a woman in society. Like we gotta like rise up every time.
No,
but
it's because you don't like people fucking with you.
Oh yeah.
And you don't have a definition.
It's my paranoia
for
that everybody's fucking with
me.
me.
Nah, it could also be the Latina, because my girl, man, she with for no rhyme or reason, when she feels like it's time to pop, it's just hold on.
It's go time.
Yeah.
We just going.
Just hold on tight.
I wish I could change that about myself, but I think that's just who I am.
I like it. I like your fire.
I like my fire too, but I just don't think I need to be putting coals on everything. Like, sometimes I just need to chill the fuck out.
Right.
But yeah, more likely than not, I'm just going to be fiery. It is the Aries in me. But I really don't like that I give my energy to everything. I got to protect my energy. That's something you told me this week that I got to start doing.
Oh, yeah. That's
protecting
key.
my energy. Even from people that I don't think I need to protect it from, I got to protect it.
Yeah, that's
people's power, though. What did you say? Like, you allow access. That's power. Don't give everyone access.
I give as few people as possible access. And access is like asking for opinions. Like,
I think sometimes access is like posting on social media. Like, that's why you don't know what's going on in my life from just looking at my shit. Like, you don't know because that's giving you access. So when people that I've given access to and then I'm giving energy to something I don't need to be, I think that's when I feel betrayed in a sense. Like, I've given you this access to me, and now you're over here fucking around with it.
Well, a lot of motherfuckers will think it's the opportunity to just kind of, like, give their opinions or their, like, unwarranted feedback or kind of push in on shit where it's like, we weren't really asking you. You know, I wasn't really asking you for all that. You know, I wasn't, this post was not directed towards you.
Yeah, sometimes people's, like, knee-jerk reaction is to give an opinion about something I'm not asking you about.
Right. So, I don't give them access to begin with.
Yeah.
So I didn't ask your opinion.
I don't think I give too many people access to me. Like, I'm still, like, I'm that, like, anomaly, right? Like, I'm a really outgoing, extroverted person, but I am pretty private about things. I don't tell all my business to everybody. So, like, when I do tell my business, I mean, that's really contradictory to say now that I have a whole podcast. Prior to the podcast, I was pretty private about my shit. And when I've given people access and they, like, betray it by, like, giving their opinion on something I'm not talking about, I'm like, bruh, sit your ass down. Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Just because you know this about me doesn't mean I want to know what you think about it. Right. And that goes for me, too. Like, I got to remember, my opinion is not gospel. Not everyone wants to hear it, so just sit there and shut up. But also, I've learned that, like, the more opinions you give out, the less people want to talk to you about shit. Like, I always want to be open and people, like, especially my close friends, like, I want to feel like you can talk to me and I'm not going to judge you. So, like, shut up. Shut up and listen.
That's facts.
If we do that more in life, is just shutting up and listening, I think we'll be better off. I will learn more about you and about myself if I just shut the hell up.
I mean, I think criticism and like being open to constructive criticism is great, but I'll seek that from qualified sources. Like if it's music, I'm gonna go to an engineer. How does this sound? Like I'm not asking you how it is creatively, but when it's unwarranted from somebody that are, you know, not really qualified, like get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah, definitely. There's certain people that I will ask about opinions about certain things because like I trust their opinion.
For sure.
Where do you stand on that, Christina?
Yeah, I agree. Totally. What you guys said.
Do you? But you have a different. You play it cool more than I do. Do you? When someone who you don't care about gives you an opinion on things, how do you handle that? Where do you stand? Richard doesn't care. I care. Where do you stand?
I think I do get annoyed with unwarranted.
But do you give it
criticism?
Energy to be mad about to like calm me up and be like, didn't you hear what this bitch said?
No, I kind of just like check it. I'm like, oh, that's a qualifier of their personality and how I need to deal with them.
Got it, yeah.
Keep it pushing. Like I learn more about them from them doing that than I learn about myself. So
yeah.
Okay.
That's what I check it up to. Yeah.
Dude, I did it this week when like the company, the landlord company, sent me a weird text, and I immediately was defensive. Like, what'd you mean by that? And I was like, girl, check yourself. Like, maybe they just don't know how to talk.
Right.
I also, we needed to sign something, and they were like, Christina did not sign.
Yeah, and they're like, can you tell me what happened? I'm like, what you mean what happened? She just hasn't signed it yet. Chill. But like, I didn't need to be like that in a text.
Right.
And I'm like, I didn't sign. I was like, because I don't check that email. Sorry, y'all.
I have to check, like, not stop caring people I don't care about their opinions, or like weird texts from rando people at the landlord company. Like, I don't need to be like that.
Yeah, it's not worth your energy.
It was a good check-in for me, especially now that more eyes are like watching how I'm moving. Like, I gotta like make sure I'm walking what I'm talking.
Yeah, for sure. It's a fact.
So it's good for me. All right, that's today's portion of our episode. I do want to talk about our like new music. I don't really have any new music, but I do want to shout out our playlists.
Ooh,
if you search SNS Pod on Apple Music and Spotify, you will find our playlist, and that features songs we've talked about, people that we're listening to.
Send in some suggestions too. Some
dope stuff. I'm really into new music, so send it our way. We'd love to hear it. Even if it's new music you don't even think we'd like you'd be surprised what we might get into.
Right. Some soulful R&B, some super ignorant rap music.
Yeah, there's a spectrum of music we're into. All right, but check out our playlist because I will be updating that weekly, and so we'll just be adding songs on. So if you're feeling it, let me know. If you're not, okay.
Keep it to yourself.
Keep it to yourself. Just kidding. You could just skip the song. It's fine. All right, y'all. We will see you next week. You can follow the pod on IG, Twitter, and YouTube. We're streaming on all major platforms. But like I said, if you want the full experience of kicking it with us, catch us on YouTube at SNS Podcast, Short But Not So Sweet. Or is it SNS? The channel Short But Not So Sweet.
Yeah, search SNS Pod. It'll pop up.
Yeah. Next week, we want to continue our listener questions. So please send us something in. We're going to chat about it. We like to have fun around here, but it could be anything serious, anything silly. But like I said, we like to have fun. Anyways, I know that people are going through things. If you need someone, feel free to reach out to us. We'd love to hear from you. We can be reached on Twitter, SBNS Pod, on Instagram at Short But Not So Sweet. Love to hear from you.
Point to the little box that we're going to put in the corner.
I think it's right here, right? The box goes here.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. I will see you guys next week. Until next time, all my love. Peace.